And we're back with more OmOneko. And now it's a
Not enough
feud.
drunk taco.
Yeah, we have Drunk Taku, who is our staple for visual novels. And now it's
Drunk
a.
taco only had one drink. He did not drink nearly enough for this.
So he's
But
inebriated
I am
Taku.
I am here anyway. Yeah. Because here's the thing. The professor like, oh guys, I'm here right now. I'm like, I'm in the middle of my drink. He's like, but I'm starting now. It's like, fine. And I
I
had to
didn't.
walk my happy drunk butt over back to my apartment.
Well, I mean, I didn't mean to rush you from your, casual inebriation. Heaven forfend. A few days later. Eggs. No. I have eggs on the list, and there's milk in the fridge. What else do we need? Milk. No, we have milk. For lunch, a savory galettes bakes in the oven. Claudia and I work on the grocery list. It's not going as smoothly as it normally does. Need milk now. I just bought milk. We have a full bottle. Claudia shakes her head. No. Claudia, look. I saw it in the refrigerator. A bottle of milk sitting front and center is almost empty? That doesn't make sense. I just bought it. Oh, there's four of us in the household that drink milk now. Before it was just me and you. Mia never drank. Mia. Damn it. Now I'm thinking of Mia. I don't want to think about Mia, and yet I'm still perplexed at how easily it all fell apart. How she could suddenly snap and make Claudia the scapegoat of her car accident. Or how she could fit everything she owns in 2 bags.
Man, he's still going on about that.
This has been it's been at least what, 2 or 3 weeks? That. Why is that I know this is a writing thing where if the author draws your attention to it over and over and over again, it's important. And I get it, but it's almost mimetic. I don't mean in the psychological way, I mean in the jokey joke kind of way.
Yeah, I feel like this is literally the visual novel, version of Alex from Geeks. What is going on? It's Alex, our MC Coon's like, yeah, I remember. Yeah, that just reminds me of my girlfriend. She put everything she ever owned in 2 bags, right? Man, that's rough, buddy. I know,
bags. Right? Just 2 bags.
2 bags.
I can't get my head around any of it. It all floods back. I need to get past this. It's over, and I don't want to feel anything about her anymore, but I do.
You should. You need to do the Ditaku method. Just drink heavily.
No, wait a minute. This is the opposite of what we were saying. A whole lot to love. I thought we were saying you're not supposed to develop crippling substance abuse issues.
Hey, he's not a chef. It's okay to have crippling substance.
Okay, substance abuse is okay, provided you're not a chef. Okay, that's how this works.
That's exactly how it works. Especially if you're French.
You're drunk, Ogre Tail. Go home.
Come on, guys. It's okay.
Claudia clears her throat. There's a hint of disappointment in her stare. Milk, yes, you were right. Her mild glower relaxes at my admission. What else do we need? Claudia hides it well, but I can tell she's tired. I feel very tired too, which is weird. My sleep hasn't been the greatest, but except for the noodle fest at 3 in the morning a few nights ago, the past few days have been largely uneventful. Pepper and Claudia have been mostly getting along. Shimi and I've had several successful sessions of trading food for wound care. We've even sort of gotten into a rhythm of sorts, although one of the things I haven't gotten used to is Shimi's talent for suddenly appearing.
That's just literally cats,
cat.
Bro.
That's
I
not
don't know what to
special.
tell you. Cats have this weird. Well, it's not even weird. It's just a talent for just teleporting. They can just show up wherever they're like wizards. They show up exactly when they intend to.
And they're never late, and they are never early. They are always right where they need to be.
Which is usually right where you want to be.
Yeah, I was about to say, especially if they just stole your chair or are trying to position themselves where your foot is about to go. Like right now. Claudia's glance towards the foyer alerts me to the feral's presence. Even in anticipation of her being there, I still get a fleeting rush of adrenaline at seeing Shimi. Looks like we'll have a guest for lunch. Claudia and Pepper quietly observe my dealing with the feral over their lunch. It's hunger that drives Shimi from her hiding place. Only after everyone is seated will she let me coax her to join us. Shimi eats, and once sedated lets me change her bandages. There's a weird and clumsy connection we're forging. She's picked up on the arrangement surprisingly quickly, but it's still stressful for both of us. Even sedated with meds coursing through her system, she sometimes trembles at me being so close, but she tolerates this because in return she gets food and soothing cream. Shimi's tranquilized watch on me seems to sharpen and focus if I meet her gaze, so I don't. The inner conflict the Pharaoh is dealing with is blatant. Understandable, but no less unnerving. Yet my slow movements and soft reassurances seem to quell enough of the fear to where we're both able to get through it. I don't think that I'm in any danger of you suddenly attacking me or anything. And this is important. Clean bandages mean faster healing, right? I reapply the splint to her tail. She still is evidently in a lot of pain when she moves, but at least I'm not seeing any obvious signs of infection. I'm amazed that I've earned enough of the Pharaoh's trust that she's almost becoming accustomed to me being this close to her, letting me touch her, rub cream, and apply bandages. It's a pretty thrilling part of my day, to be honest. Claudia and Pepper, done eating, head off in different directions. I want to finish work on the Pharaoh's wounds. Most of the time, Shimi just sleeps, but I know she comes out at night, wandering around, and actually, I'm not sure what she does. Well, I do know that Shimi's been collecting things. Our Pharaoh is a bit of a magpie and has taken to hoarding. There's a spot behind the curtains where I keep finding her stuff. At first, I was going to clean it all up, but I decided to let you keep the 3 newest things you've hidden and only put away older stuff. At the moment, she has a box of matches, a spork, and a can of crushed tomatoes. Matches make sense. Cooking, keeping warm, even caveman used fire. The spork sort of makes sense. It is a useful tool. But even though I catch her watching us using ours to eat, Shimi doesn't seem to be able to grasp the concept of how it works. I know the sedation doesn't help, but the few times she tried to use it, she got more food on the table than into her mouth. You can strike a match, but you can't use a spork. Neko brains are strange things. Even so, the can of crushed tomatoes is simply bizarre. I seriously doubt she has a can opener somewhere out there. It's also interesting that your nest and your stash are in different places. Is that how pharaohs do it? Keep your important stuff hidden in a different place from where you sleep? Anyway, if keeping a stash is easing your anxiety, then there's no harm in letting you have a small hoard behind the curtains. Shimi gives me a long stare. Even heavily sedated, it's wild and piercing. After only a moment of looking deep into the abyss that is her primordial gaze, it becomes uncomfortable, and I look away. It's some kind of void in there, a dark forest, a kind of place where one could easily get lost. That's weird. My thoughts aren't usually that deep, flowery. Well, I'm not really sure, but it's definitely strange being near her. Yeah, your thoughts are mostly just like, oh, she put everything she had in 2 bags. You like, I'm sorry, MC. You're a little dim, is what I'm saying.
You're a good guy, but man, you're fixating too much on that. I just gotta say.
Yeah, we finish up just as her eyes start to close. Oh, let's save. We have a junction here. All right, HelicopterMan, are we going to try ear-rub, or are we going to try to just give her space for now?
You know what? Floof the tail.
All right.
Give her ear rub.
Sitting across from this amazingly strange creature, relieved that once again he managed to successfully treat its wounds, that you let me help you. Focused on the careful care, it's like I'm in my own trance, and maybe I'm not ready to break the spell. Or maybe I'm getting cocky, because gaining enough of a pharaoh's trust to manage this impossible task makes me want to anonymously blog about it. Not that anyone would believe it. I can't explain what makes me do it. There's no reason I can conjure that would make sense of it. I simply want to. In the same cautious manner I use to treat her tail, my hand reaches towards her and touches her large black and silver ear. Upon contact, the expression of the pharaoh's face becomes complex. Shimi scrunches her nose and her ears twitch between my fingers, but she doesn't move away or try to stop me. With my thumb on the inside and fingers on the outside, I rub in delicately slow circles. Pressing and releasing, my hand moves down the cone of her ear. Her ear feels different from Claudia's. Thinner, yet firmer, cool to the touch. Well, the ears do play a role in heat regulation, so that kind of makes sense, though.
Mm-hmm.
The raised line of hard tissue that my finger finds hints at Shimi's troubled history, as scars will. I'm perfectly aware this moment would be impossible without sedation, which causes me to feel an even deeper exhilaration. Not that I'm taking advantage of her, but if I tried this on an unsedated feral, the reaction would be swift and possibly violent, as it would be doing anything and everything to put distance between us. But Shimi holds still the whole time. The rhythmic caressing slows her breathing, deepening it as she enjoys the simple ear massage. At least I think she's enjoying it? Yes, mixing that slightly twisted grimace is a hint of easy curiosity, enjoyment. But enjoyment seems to be as alien a concept as the spork for you. Still, she relaxes and turns her head, allowing my hand to explore the full surface of her ear. I adjust the massage to an up and down motion, rubbing my thumb against my fingertips with her ear in between, pressing and releasing. I alternate between up and down or clockwise and counterclockwise circles, between moving my fingers in concert and moving in opposition, between deep rubbing and soft, slow petting. I find myself relaxing my guard. Watching Shimi react to an ear rub causes my lips to curl into a simple yet satisfied smile. Periodically, Shimi seems to realize the absurdity of what we're doing, that this good feeling is at odds with everything that instinctively drives her, and her face will crinkle and her ear will twitch. But she doesn't move to stop me. Instead, she lets the strange feeling carry her, relaxing into it, losing herself to it. Her lips part and her breath deepens, and so does the spell. You're a pretty amazing creature, Shimi. While gently and rhythmically kneading her ear against the palm of my hand, I realize that somewhere during the ear rub I lost track of time. I have no idea how long we've been doing this. A thought surfaces from the sticky mire of our connection. I think I'm starting to understand your mind. Shimi instinctively places everything she comes across into categories. Things to eat, things that aid survival, and things that are dangerous and must be avoided. I'm not prey and hopefully not edible, so I should be in the avoid category. At the same time, the food and wound care are essential. So I guess I'm in some weird spot, both in avoid and also in aid survival that you currently have to depend on. That's it, isn't it? I guess dependency is completely alien to you. You're like Alice in Wonderland right now, aren't you, Shimi? Guess that makes me the White Rabbit. More like the Mad Hatter. This ear rub thing, there's no category for it at all, is there? You have no concept of it, no instinct to deal with it. But it feels good. I make my motion slower and wider and slower, bringing the event to a close. Shimi opens her eyes and gives me a long, sedated look. I slowly retrieve my hand from her world. Our connection severs. Yet, I'm pleased that I was able to share something more with her, something new to her. She gazes at me. It's still the same wild look, restrained by the medicine, but deep in the back of her gaze there's a hint of something. Safe? Shimi holds me in her stare. Then, with great effort, she rises. My hands automatically want to reach out to support her, but I keep them on the table. Again, she shifts the curtain and checks her stash. Shimi pauses, peeking outside through the window. Her posture slumps even more as her energy wanes. She makes her slow and teetering way back to the closet. At the last moment she pauses, turns, and regards me as though there was something she's trying to remember. She sways, steadying herself on the wall. Sleep well, Shimi. Of course she doesn't respond. Instead, Shimi retreats into the dark folds of the hall closet. At the same time, Shimi melts into the closet. Pepper materializes from her room. Wrinkling her nose like she smells something unpleasant, she makes a beeline for me. I can already tell I'm not going to like this. Pepper bored. Awesome. This is not awesome. Growing up together, Goro taught Pepper several games, or should I say inappropriate versions of games. Thumb wrestling where the winner gets to pinch the loser, rock, paper, scissors where the winner gets to punch a loser in the shoulder, and a bunch of other Twitch reaction games where someone ends up hit or pinched. Like Pepper's favorite, where she calls it simply a pinch or a punch, where, well, it simply involves someone, that is me, flinching and then getting a pinch or a punch. Not hard, not any kind of abuse, a playful, peppery love tap. But my shoulder is sore, all loved out, from the last time she was bored and introduced me to a pinch or a punch. The worst part is, Pepper is really freaking good at these games. She's incredibly fast, and her reaction time seems instant. It almost makes me wish I had rats in my basement.
You know, I'm just saying, I'd be completely okay with this.
Pepper trolling the ever-loving snot out of you.
put it this way, Professor.
All right.
I had my baby Pugum when she was younger. You know what her favorite game was?
I can only guess.
I'm going to attack you, screaming, running, and trying to throw a little baby girl punch at me. And now you have to understand, this is a little Pugum, little baby Pugum.
Right.
She's about half my height.
Right.
So I became very, very good at dodging because I only got hit with that once.
I was about to say, I think once is all you would need to learn the lesson from that experience.
And she thought it was very funny to score hits, you see, because she saw how my eyes bulged out of my head. And she's like, that's funny.
Oh, that's harsh.
Yes. So, extreme violence with a little tomboy, little lady.
Not that alien to you.
Yeah, it's not.
I mean, I don't really wish I had rats. Thank God I don't have rats. I don't even have a basement. Hey!
I don't even have a house. Why am I here?
Where am I?
Whose house is it?
She snaps her fingers.
Oh, no.
Big, bored, Pepper, fun, together. Let's go! All right, what can I do with Pepper? Still a little heady coming down off the rush from spending time with the feral. My mouth simply blurts out an idea before my brain can check it. There's the park. Park? What? Where did that come from? Pepper's expression mimics my own feelings towards this incredibly bad idea.
Why did I think that?
Quickly kill any trace of going to the park as an option. Ha, just kidding. I plead temporary insanity. I have no desire to be known as that guy with the Nekos, let alone that guy who takes his Neko to the park. Could you imagine they tossed me in a mental hospital?
Really?
Like, is it that bad?
There are people that take cats out on walks.
Yeah, but it seems like, okay, the game has not really delved into it as of yet. But that being said, there does seem to be, like, this is not a stigma of, oh, that dude's like a crazy cat guy and has 3 cats in his house. That's not the energy being put off here. Having a Neko seems to come like almost a bit of a cultural taboo. Like, having it is in some way an admission that you're crazy, or like either you have a rat problem or you're the weirdo who likes seeing cat girls, and that comes with a pretty big dose of judgment, apparently, because like every time he's brought up the societal ramifications of having a Neko, it's so much more severe than regular pet ownership.
Yeah, it does kind of seem like it's not just like it's not just like, oh, I have a cat. It's like you have a creepy uncle who likes to walk around naked.
You are the creepy uncle, and like that is kind of like how people regard you, apparently. And it seems like people who appreciate Nekos are kind of in the minority. Like, I think he mentioned I think he said her name was Veronica, his neighbor, and Veronica apparently likes Nekos, but that's like considered unusual in this world. So I kind of hope we get more into that and get a little more of an understanding of the culture.
Very odd, because they seem to be, near human intelligence.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Not for nothing, but I mean, once again, you have creatures that are very athletic and, very hungry for physical exertion. You think they want to go out and, stretch the legs a little bit.
Yeah. And, like, taking her to the park might be like the best thing. Like, let her run around, blow some of that steam
let her
off.
play bounce.
Yeah. Pepper studies me for a full minute. Then, tired of not being rescued from her boredom, she drops a hand onto the counter and casually knocks a pen onto the floor. Hey, don't do that. She coyly looks away and does a wonderful job of failing to appear innocent. So, the usual cat appearance.
That's like mild cat.
This is just cat being cat. A grin grows across Pepper's face as her hand slides over to where my keys are. Teasingly using her pinky finger, she slides the keys to the edge of the counter where they perch ready to follow the pen to the floor. Pepper. Her unbroken stare holds the challenge. I want to be annoyed at this sassy, insolent brat, but I have to admit that her mischief is very well crafted. In a way, it reminds me of an unfiltered version of Goro. She's almost cute when she gets playful. Pepper picks up my keys and gives them a shake. The keys jingle. You're such a naughty cat. I hold out my palm up and wave her to give me the keys. Whee! Hey! I'm assuming that was supposed to be like a playful thing and that she's not rejecting her humanity currently and burning down the Joestar estate. I'm instantly after her. I'd like to say that I'm hot on her tail. But in reality, she easily outpaces me. Pepper reaches the end of the hall before I'm even halfway there. She stops in the doorway, turns, jingles the keys, sticks out her tongue, then steps into her room and shuts the door. The problem with Pepper's new game is that is my only set of keys. Mia never returned her set, probably on purpose. Mia still has a key to my house and I haven't changed the locks? What is happening here? Like, bro, okay, okay, I want, like, look, I have dated some crazy in my life. Dutaku contestant.
No! That is true facts.
Hello,
hey, Noodle.
Hey, Master Noodle.
This is Drunk Taku and the Professor playing OmOneko again.
And
I just saw a thing and I'm just like, wait, is Snek hitting on cat girls again?
Hitting on is debatable. Though the thing is, the TLDR is, in this world, there are Nekos. Nekos are cat girls, but they're not cat girls in the traditional anime sense. They are human in appearance, but apparently more bestial in their rationale. That being said, we just got our keys stolen by our, perpetual troublemaker, Pepper. And our protagonist has only just now revealed that his now ex-girlfriend, who left using only 2 bags, don't you know?
This is important because he's made, like, every single time she's brought up, and she's brought up, like, she's been brought up a couple times now. Every single time, he just kind of offhandedly is like, yes, my ex-girlfriend, Mia, the girlfriend that of mine that was is now my ex, Mia. Yes, Mia, my ex-girlfriend. Did you know?
Took everything she owns in just 2 bags.
Yeah.
And now he's let it slip that Mia literally has a key to this dude's house, and he has not changed the locks yet.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, Professor, you've done similar.
I have not. I have never given a girlfriend a key, ever, under any circumstances. I have not. Lent a key for like a one-off thing is one thing. Giving them a set of keys, I have never done that.
No, I think you did. I know one, but I think she gave them back, but that's because I think she felt sorry for you.
I don't make spare keys to my house. I don't know what you're remembering.
All right.
Like,
I mean,
all right.
I have not even given the queen a key to my home.
no, she transcends space-time. Locks are, like, helpful suggestions to her.
Also, I'm pretty sure that you're living in her house, so...
I'm not living in her house.
Well, that's a matter of perspective, given the Eldritch Queen owns the universe, so...
I mean, there is that, but no, I have not moved in with my fiance yet.
Pepper seems to have completely vanished.
25.
I mean, I'm just saying, if she owns the universe, are you ever not in her house?
Okay, but her officially government, like, register.
Yeah, but you say that, but she's the head of the official government, not the government that you pay taxes to, the government that that government pays taxes to.
Well, there is that.
And Noodle just looks at the ground in defeat, like, oh my god, I never thought of it that way.
Well, the queen is the one that the New World Order, pays homage to.
That checks out.
She's underground in her pajamas all day.
There's not much in here. A desk, a dresser, the closet, and the window seat where Pepper sleeps, with its Neko-shaped pile of pillows and blankets. Way too obvious. I quietly step towards the pile. Back! Ah! What the hell? The slap on my butt causes my soul to leap out of my body. Turns out she wasn't hiding under cover. She was in the corner right to the side of the door. Flinch! Punch or pinch! Pepper sticks out her tongue and prances back down the hallway, jingling the keys over her head the whole way. No fair! You punch or pinched before I flinched! Back. I don't know what kind of sound that's supposed to be, so I'm just gonna, give it my best shot and pronouncing it phonetic.
Abaka. Is it her trying to say baka? Maybe?
I don't know. Maybe. I have no idea how I miss seeing Pepper hiding, but now I know how the rats that lived in Goro's parents' basement must have felt. She set the perfect ambush, and I stepped right into it. Rubbing my butt cheek to soothe the sting from the slap, I pushed away the paranoia telling me that. Pepper didn't have enough time to make her bed look like she was hiding in it just now. She had to have set this up before she came to tell me she was bored, which is Goro-level conspiracy ridiculous. More likely this is just how she left it when she woke up this morning. I give chase again. I have to. I need my keys. Halfway back down the hallway, I tense up and stop running. Shimi's in the closet, hopefully asleep. We don't want to startle her any more than we probably already have.
You know, a thought occurs to me.
What's that?
At this point, you need to be smarter than the cat. You need to be smart.
Yeah.
Cats inevitably will come to you when you show no interest.
Yep.
He just needs to ignore her.
Yeah. Flop down, watch some TV. She'll come to him in a few minutes.
Yes.
Pepper has again disappeared. She's not in the foyer or the kitchen. She isn't in the living room. But Claudia is. She pauses, straightening up the room as I rush in. Did you see where Pepper went? She got my keys. Claudia makes a face as she just swallowed half a lemon, then points towards the backyard. Pepper had better not lose my keys. Standing almost at the dead center of the backyard, Pepper displays empty hands, her lips curl devilishly. By her feet, turned upside down is Claudia's watering can. Let me guess, you've hidden my keys. I'm relieved. I'm also a little disappointed. That's the best she could do to hide them? At least I'm not going to lose my only set of keys. I lift the watering can.
You just did your misdirection thing.
But find nothing there. No keys. Nothing. My confused expression is followed by Pepper's teasing. Delighted that her ruse worked on me, her sinister smile turns almost sultry. Maybe she's punishing me for underestimating her, but for allowing myself to be baited with an all-too-obvious trick. Twice.
MC-Kun, you're not very smart.
No, he's kind of not. This dude's just failing a series of intelligence checks. Maybe she's a pain in the ass. Where are my keys? Pepper scratches her head as she looks around the backyard, acting like she doesn't know. Her sudden faux innocence does not bode well for this silliness being over anytime soon. Fine. Guess I'll play her dumb game. Not like I have much of a choice. She wasn't out here that long. Still, scanning around the yard, there are lots of places where she could have hidden. I'm starting to feel like a puppet.
If you just took her out to the park, this wouldn't be an issue.
We could have staved all this off from the start, dude. Look around the nearby plants, see if she dropped them there. Cold. What? It's not cold out here, it's warm. Smiling and gingerly stepping back and forth with an almost dance-like movement, Pepper watches me. She barely contains her...
hot and cold with you. God, you are dense as...
Yeah, I was gonna say, a main character, Kun, is not that sharp, is he? Her tail is rigid in amused elation. The tip occasionally flips from one side to the other. I step over to the grill and open the lid. Cold, cold, aha, aha. Pepper hops up and down. Her chuckles bloom into laughter. The grill is cold as in not heated from burning charcoal, but that's not what she's saying. I get the game. And across the yard, Pepper barks at me. Warm! As I move in the direction, Pepper gives cues to guide me toward where she hid my keys. Warm when I'm getting closer, cold when I'm moving in the wrong direction. Yeah, I'm a puppet. The game can get annoying fast if we have to play it every time she gets bored. Guided by her temperature-based directions, I end up next to the bird bath. Pepper speaks a very alluring, hot. Sometimes Claudia fills the bird bath in order to draw the birds to the yard. That way she can watch them from her sunroom as they drink and splash about. At this moment it's dry and empty, save for the set of keys perched in the middle of the bowl. Pepper claps her hand, spins around. I shake my head. As long as you're pleased with yourself. I reach down to retrieve my keys. 9. 9? And Pepper jumps on me. As I turned away, she sprinted over, 9 steps by her calculations, and leapt without me noticing it at all. If I still had my back to her, this would have become a piggyback ride. But I turned toward her, causing her to land against my chest instead. Instinctively, I grab her, unbalance, and fall backwards. My keys fly off in some unknown direction and we both tumble over. On my back, my hands still grip her thighs. Snickering, Pepper straddles me with her hands on my belly. Her skirt is folded up and we're pressed against each other in a manner normally reserved for couples who are coupling. Flinched a bunch for a month, pinch or punch. She snorts and taps gently on my sternum. Still stunned by the position, I don't react at all. Sensing a shift in my mood, Pepper narrows her eyes at me curiously. Then realizing the rather intimate position we found ourselves in, her expression slowly morphs from bratty bliss to mild confusion, ending with utter indignation. But she doesn't move to get off. Oopsie. She blinks rapidly and swallows. Maybe it's all the running around, but things are very warm in the place. A place that neither of us were thinking about a moment ago, but like a sudden itch that wants to be scratched, this place is now the only thing either of us can think about. Sorry, little Jimmy and Jovi Jovies, you guys need to click off the video now, because we are to the adult anime humor leg of the game.
Oh, crap, I'm gonna get punched again, aren't I?
Yeah, probably. Pepper's own dumbfounded expression.
You're gonna have to find another thing of Ultraman Zero.
And Ultraman Zero punched Itaku again.
Well, it's not even my fault this time.
Pepper's own dumbfounded expression mirrors mine, telling me she's just as stunned and unsure about what to do as I am. What we should do is get up. Yeah, we should, but we haven't. Instead, we hold each other tightly, afraid to move. Pepper slowly exhales. Poopsie. It's the first movement either of us has made in several seconds. This feels wrong and also very, very nice.
Dun dun dun.
Oh, no, don't do it, MC Coon. You can do so much better. I know Melina was,
Pepper.
a cat girl in the original. This is not the way.
This is not the way. This is not the way to the queen. Pepper is instantly off me. Cheeks blush a deep red, her eyes as big as dinner plates flash back and forth from my pants to my face. It vibrates again. Quickly rises my phone from my pocket. I have a message. That's weird. Yeah, that's what's weird. Not the Neko lap dance. That wasn't weird at all. Pepper beat red and glaring at me, fixes her skirt and straightens her top. Take a moment to compose myself, make sure I'm breathing properly. Why would I have a message? Mom doesn't text. Goro's at boot camp and... Yeah, that's it. Wow, Goro was right. I do need to meet more people. It's from Mia? I'm gripping the phone much tighter than I intend to. I had allowed myself to forget about her. I should ignore her text. I shouldn't read it. I shouldn't.
It's from Mia. Did you know? Did you know, Pepper? Put all her stuff in two whole bags.
Whole bags? I left everything I own in 2 bags.
You can find them, but you have to get pinched or punched.
What did you do? What did you do today? Allowed nothing on your phone, more nothing on your computer, watch television? What did I do today? Well, earlier I spent time with a feral, and now my lap is still warm from where Pepper was straddling me moments ago. You know, Mia, a typical day. Basically, you did nothing again. Are you proud of that time wasted, another day gone forever? Then you can become a YouTuber, and then you can do nothing, and other people will watch you doing nothing, fundamentally making 2 people doing nothing.
Hey, it's your boy, Hipster the Snek, PSO2 boss once again.
I shouldn't respond to her bait. I shouldn't, yet my mind is already trying to craft a reply. Oh, I literally only have one prompt here. There's no other options here. I'm going to save as a formality, because that way, if something changes, I'll be able to assess it, but... Yeah. Bite my lip, my thumb hovers above the phone. Wait, why is Mia messaging me at all? Likely she's still mad that I didn't choose to give in to her and get rid of Claudia. In her mind, I chose Claudia over her, and she's not done trying to punish me for it. That would be very Mia. Mia doesn't get angry when she's angry. Mia does angry things when she's angry. Just like the fight. As mad as she was, Mia never lost her cool. She stayed calm, in control, and just did very spiteful things in a typically efficient manner. But that can't be the whole thing. What's she up to? My hands tense, tightening around the phone. What's the point, Mia? Why text me this? So I don't forget you? No, so I'll think about her. The difference is subtle but distinctive. And now, I'm thinking about her. Damn it. I take a deep breath and grip my teeth as Mia's barb sinks deeper.
You know what? I'm not thinking about you. You and your 2 whole bags.
Your 2 whole bags of stuff. You do nothing with your life other than hang out and cook. Back to a topic Mia and I would visit periodically, an argument for the sake of arguing. Nothing was ever good enough for you, was it, Mia? Even if I had a job or hobbies, you would have used them to belittle me. The hobby's a waste of time, the job beneath me. I'm talking to myself again. You know what, Mia? I'm pissed off too. In fact, now I'm royally pissed.
Oh my god, he's literally me. FR.
Which was the reason why you messaged me, to aggravate me into thinking about you, not the healthiest of relationships. This is literally what Goro was telling you about, dude. He was literally just like, she's evil and you're better off for not having her. And MC-kun is just like, did you know she took everything she had in 2 whole bags? And Goro's like,
you
oh
know,
my
actually,
God,
now that I
so
think
stupid.
about it, MC-kun is not me. FR. It's Professor FR.
What? Why am I the one being knocked down a peg here? Why is he me?
Because you've been in this situation. Also, you have a cool friend who is me, who also disappeared, who was way, way cooler in the dark horse of this series. Was me.
You know, I want to
Here
argue.
the just tooting his own horn.
I want to argue.
Also, super humble.
I want to argue about this, and yet,
And you know, the dark horse of the dark horse of this entire game is indirectly related to to me, which is to say Koala, who you constantly are quoting.
Koala is best girl.
Well, see, now, Ditaku, you have to publish it now. We've made knowledge of it public, so...
I mean, we made knowledge of it public.
Koala is the best girl.
Yes, but now we have it tied intimately to someone that people have a positive association with, so now you have even less of an excuse.
Well, guess that's true. I mean, you just say that just because it's Tomboy Ray. Tomboy Ray Souther. But, yeah.
I just...
And you say that like there's something wrong with that.
I mean, there isn't really. But anyways.
I chastise Mia, finding the courage to say all the things I never said.
You're a butt.
You are spoiled and hateful. You always have been. But it was always aimed at other people.
He basically is like, you're a butt.
Yeah, I know he is. It wasn't until you turned that spite on us, giving me an impossible choice, that I opened my eyes and realized I'm better off without you. Feels good to say it. So good that I find myself crafting a reply in my head.
You know the worst part is Mia is actually really cute. She is really, really cute. Yeah, she's saying a lot of hateful stuff though. MC-kun does not deserve this.
No technology today, Mia. Instead, I hung out with my 3 Nekos. Not 1, not 2, but 3. And I was... Really, MC? I do not want to have to say that out loud. I'm going to get clipped, and that's going to become a YouTube poop.
Fine. You know what? Here. I'm going to... Forgive me, brother. I'm about to, fall on this sword for my friend. Not 1, not 2, but 3. I was about to dry hump one of them in the garden. How do you like that for a wasted day?
Clip this segment, everyone. Do it now. It'll be really funny.
You know what?
By the way, give me back my damn Housekeys, you insufferable. A chill indulging my whole being as the ringing phone falls my grasp.
You insufferable wench.
Falls my grasp onto the grasp.
I am seriously bad, MC-kun. Just change your freaking locks.
Change your locks and your phone number while you're at it. I'm genuinely afraid to pick it up. Do I answer?
The block feature exists on modern phones for a reason.
Yeah, for unhealthy things like this. I'm not ready for this. This is a seesaw that I don't want to be on. Damn it. I reached down to pick up my phone, but my arm ignores the command from my brain. Swallowing hard, I force myself to. No, thank God.
Oh, thank God.
It's just Mom. Oopsie poopsie. Hi, Mom. Internally, I chuckled sourly.
Whoa.
Mia.
I'm just saying.
MC. Your mom's hot.
MC. God. I was going to say that.
You have been. You have been one up.
Your mom's kind of a fox, though, MC.
Yeah, seriously. Mia sure can get under my skin. As Mom falls into her regular pattern of conversation, I release a long stream of breath. With it, a cool nothing works its way into my tight muscles. A welcome emptiness fills me, releasing much of my tension and bitterness. With the clouds passing above me as poison dissolves, passing far away from me, Mom continues talking, but my brain isn't connecting any of it. My thoughts fill with everything that's happened in the past few weeks. I feel like I need a vacation. Mia would ask a vacation from what? She's right about that. I don't really do much, but who cares? I enjoy my boring life, don't I? I have to be honest with myself, I think I actually like taking care of the Nekos, even if doing so is using up every bit of energy and a big chunk of my money. Pepper eats like a horse, and... Mom's silence on the phone indicates she asked a question. I haven't listened to a single word. Sorry, Mom, I'm in the yard and got distracted. Ask that again? She's asking about Mia. No, I haven't heard from Mia. A lie. I don't like lying to Mom. But I really feel that's for the best. Well, if you feel that way, then that's what matters. Yeah, I do. If I can just forget about Mia forever, it'll be the best thing for me. Looking around, Pepper and my keys are nowhere to be seen. One of them, blushing, walked back into the house. The other took flight earlier and landed somewhere in the flower beds, probably. We continue to talk for a bit. My mom does most of the talking, which is fine. Mom has the same old complaints about her job, the city, her apartment, the same pleasures about her job, the city, and her apartment. My mood mostly settles into its normal state. Only the slightest lingering bit of Mia, irritating like a bug bite, remains. Of course, I failed to tell Mom about Pepper Urashimi. There's no way she'd understand any of it, especially a feral. Instead, I just listen. I'm glad she called. As Mom gets ready to wrap up. Hey, Claudia, Mom's on the phone. Claudia comes quickly, excited to taking the phone. I don't need to say, don't tell Mom Pepper Urashimi. Those secrets are safe. Mom's conversation with Claudia, just like her conversations with me, are always one way. They follow a predictable pattern. She'll talk for a while, telling Claudia about some birds that she's seen recently in the city, or about a dress she saw that she's thinking of buying. Then Mom will ask if Claudia is being a proper lady, and if she's doing her chores, and if I'm taking good care of the both of us. It'll end with Mom telling Claudia, I love you very much, and how proud it makes her that Claudia is so reliable. And of course, how much Mom looks forward to seeing Claudia when she comes for a visit. Claudia will adore every moment of it.
I get the sense that Mom wanted a daughter, and she's living vicariously through
Claudia.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a bit. Claudia is entranced, simply and genuinely happy just to hear Mom's voice. I just feel a little bit like a voyeur, watching Claudia express a joy from her childhood, kittenhood. All I know is her happiness is infectious, to the extent that even as an outsider simply witnessing it, I become changed by it. It's suddenly soft.
Well, I was just going to say, the thing is, though, is like, this is difficult to say, but, Lady Liv?
Yeah.
Or, I don't know, Noodle, Lady Emily?
Yes.
It's like, you have these cats that, they are very clearly cats, but they are extremely affectionate in their own way, and they very clearly care for their people. I get that sense that Claudia and Mom have this relationship, that they have a very deep bond, probably because they've been together for a really long time.
Yeah.
So
I can see that. It is suddenly and softly the only emotion I know. At this moment on the phone with Mom, Claudia seems to relive that time growing up when it was just the three of us, Mom taking care of me and Claudia the kitten. Claudia filled the gap that Dad's death left in Mom's life, but without the full commitment of raising a child. For Mom, Claudia was a cross between playing with dolls and a pseudo-daughter/pet.
This world is weird.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit before you joined the call, actually.
You have no idea. And on top of the fact that there are literal actual monster rats, that these Nekos are basically specifically bred to eat/kill.
So these rats are so big, so prolific, and so dangerous. The prospect of encountering one by himself sent the main character into a panic attack. And he explains that the rats are so terrible in this world, no one has trash cans anymore, and everyone uses an incinerator because it's the only way to keep the rat population in check.
Mm-hmm. The feral that they mentioned, that in the initial bit of that MC Kun encountering her was basically he mistook her for a adult rat, That's how big they are. And this feral, she's like 7 feet tall. She's significantly bigger.
Well, I think she's smaller than Claudia, but Claudia is mentioned to be a very large breed of Neko. So
Yes, that's true. And
but she's bigger than Pepper.
Claudia,
that's for sure.
yeah, and Claudia is bigger than MC-kun is
Yeah.
too. So, yes.
Claudia is, after all, capable and self-sufficient. She always has been, even as a kitten. The nail polish, hairstyling, chores, playing dress-up, companionship, all of the human things, Claudia chose to do them with Mom. Funny, the only time she ever wore makeup was when she did it with Mom. She still does her nails, but I honestly think she just likes seeing the colors on her fingers and toes. I remember the day we got her. Seeing your first Neko in real life isn't something you forget.
I still have to wonder if their claws are retractable.
It doesn't seem like they are, but it also seems to be implied that their nails can still tear through you, so it's a little unclear.
It's a bit strange that they're saying that no one uses these things anymore, but then that's implying that these rats coming is a recent phenomenon?
We're not sure. We actually don't really know the timeline apart from this is the era of the internet and cell phones. We don't
Yes.
really have a history of this universe yet.
What we do know is that there is Claudia, who we're talking about, who was about our age, and then there's our best friend Goro, who had Pepper, but Goro is going off to the army, and so he left Pepper with us. And Pepper apparently is actually a quote-unquote outside cat who would actually actively hunt rats.
Yep.
And so she's actually like really, really freakishly athletic. And the problem is, though, is that MC-kun's kind of dumb and Pepper is like really, really, actually really smart. And so she's just running basically circles around us, metaphorically and literally.
Yeah.
And MC is not being very smart about, I don't know, maybe it's just because I have had many younger sisters and many younger sisters who are also very, very, tomboyish. But
yeah, just a bit.
He's going about this entirely the wrong way.
No, he is. Yeah. Claudia would have fit right into kindergarten with me, except for the tail and ears. She was so nervous she didn't even know where she was allowed to stand, simply unfamiliar with our world. Mom immediately scooped her up and completely babied her. Well, human babied her. Certainly Claudia was scared, but also desperately seeking a connection to her new home. Mom gave her, well, a mom, with unconditional love and encouragement. Claudia followed Mom around the house, learning to help her with chores, everything but cooking. Too many stories about Neko's burning down some old building while trying to cook a rat. All the while, Mom would be doling out attention, affection, and praise every time Claudia showed even the smallest hint of interest in their activities together. Very quickly, Claudia grew to love Mom, grew to love her attention, grew to love pleasing Mom. Looking back, I'm surprised we didn't play together more. Well, we did play a little, but it was mostly just me with toys and games, and Claudia sitting next to me watching. Although she's always loved Star Checkers. And now seeing her old childhood joy come back to her every time she gets on the phone with Mom, it just seems so right. I hear Mom saying goodbye, promising lots of hugs and kisses, telling Claudia to keep being the sweetest kitty on the planet. Claudia could not be happier. Love you, Mom. Bye now. Claudia hands me my phone, unable to hide her smile. She has no sorrow that the call has ended. Her only feeling is immeasurable joy that it happened. A glee Claudia will carry with her all day, if not longer. It's a beautiful zen that she has about her, always able to hold on to the highlights without any regret of the event has passed. I'm kind of envious. Good.
Honestly, I'm kind of, I wish I wish I could pick the brain of the devs, because I get the sense that like Claudia is one of those like Persian cats, like the really, really regal looking ones, who is really big and fluffy.
If they respond, if they don't respond, I'll ping them on Twitter, because they've actually messaged me about this game, and I'll ask some questions. But I want to complete the game before I start asking questions, so we'll hold off on that.
Yeah, you're right. I'll hold off, but I'm just like, in my mind's eye, like because I honestly, truth be told, I did the same thing with several workers, actually, that they're based off of various doggo breeds.
Right.
But, yes.
Okay. Mom is
Okay.
good?
Yeah.
She beams brightly. Yeah. Are you happy you talked with her? I ask, even though I already know the answer. She giggles. Very much. Her bubbling joy is compelling me, and I find myself grinning and giggling with her. I almost feel as if this time with her, without Mia, is a chance to relive those childhood memories that I missed. Second chance to do things the way I should have.
What are you implying, MC-kun?
No.
What? I don't like where this is going.
No.
I don't like it.
No. We're not doing that. Not doing that again.
Not again, Charles. Not again.
Get rid of
That's
it.
the second time. If I had a nickel for every time I got into weird situations with cat girls. 2 nickels.
Which is not
weird that
a
it's
lot,
happened.
but it's weird that it's happened twice.
Twice in this update.
Intrusive memory puts a deep dent in my good mood. I suppress it hard, focusing on simpler times. It struggles to grow. Maybe sensing what I'm feeling, Claudia steps closer and hugs me tight.
Oh.
No, that's like the first view of us we've had in this game. So apparently we have black short hair. That does it.
Dun, dun, dun.
Sour memory of
You know what
fighting
this
with Mia
means? We're going to
fades.
have black short hair that covers our eyes.
Oh, yes, of course. The sour memory of fighting with Mia fades, completely erased by Claudia's embrace. You always know when I need a hug.
This also implies to us that we are a short king.
Well, he did mention that Claudia is really tall, even as Nekos go, so it's hard to say where that puts us height-wise. Remember,
Guess
we
that's
were
true.
speculating that that the MC of A Whole Lot to Love was a dwarf, and the dev had to step in and be like, no, he's pretty average, actually, and we're just like, oh.
Whoa, no. It's just the fact that he's surrounded by, tall queens.
That's true. Once again, Claudia's soft and easy manner comforts and melts away every last bit of my tension. My face is buried in Claudia's hair. The scent of her shampoo and sweet musk of her skin flood my senses. A heady elation overcomes me as I accept and return her hug. Good. Sweet Claus, the
Good.
sweetest
Great.
kitty on the planet.
Great and good.
Yeah, it is good. Great and good. Good.
Great.
I enjoy the moment alone. Hot water feels great. For a change, everything feels Open now, Pepper shower time! Why? Pepper, no! Pepper, yes!
Oh, no.
Pepper's banging makes me flinch.
Well, I guess I'm going to get punched again.
I'm gonna get punched or pinched. Who knows? Pepper's banging makes me flinch. I suddenly feel very
I
vulnerable.
just want you to know, for the record, when it inevitably happens, it's not my fault, but I will fall on the sword again. I will get punched by Ultraman.
Alright, fair enough. Thank God I remembered to lock the door. When I'm done, Pepper, wind chime sublime, give Pepper shower time.
Yeah, she's got actually a fairly deep vocabulary.
Yeah, I was about to say, her rhyming's on point. Did Pepper just use the word sublime? When I'm done, you can have your fun. Great, she's got me rhyming. Pepper seems to have forgotten about the thing that happened to us in the garden, or she's doing a heck of a job acting like it didn't happen. She is smart enough to know that no amount of banging and pulling on the door will make it unlock, I hope. Pepper also seems to have forgotten her shower routine. Like clockwork after dinner.
And also, of course, assumes that she doesn't know how, tools work.
Or she hasn't forgotten about the thing in the garden, and now she wants more.
No, this was actually something that we were warned about when Goro first gave her to us, because she just likes water, apparently, and so when she realizes you're in the shower, she just wants to be there because she just wants to be in the water.
Yeah, she kind of has the, your boy Cooper, interactions where she just likes, being in the water.
Yep. Funny enough, Mike, if I leave the bathroom door open, my cats will not try to get into the shower, but they will sit outside it and watch me, and it's a little unnerving. Little Alfred Hitchcock-esque,
Oh, see, the funny thing is the puppy, Cooper, he is a doodle.
Right.
And he will go in the water. He likes being wet.
Okay.
It's a great game to him.
Well, see, a lot of
Foundation.
cats actually have a fascination with running water because it's like how instinctively they drink, and so they don't actually want to drink out of like water bowls and stuff.
Yep.
And so like
Why
the
is she-
responsible thing to do, ladies and gentlemen, dear listeners, if you own a cat, is to get a cat fountain.
Yep.
It will help them stay hydrated because most house cats are chronically dehydrated because they have just like bowls.
I will tell you a funny story about that. Shortly after I got Chloe, initially I had a bowl, and she wasn't really wild about it. And she would get UTIs every time we moved. So to stave this off, we upgraded to a fountain. And I showed her the fountain. I was like, look, it has, water in the back and water in the bowl at the bottom. So I go to plug it in, and Chloe kind of just like pushes her head into it because she wants to see what it is as the fountain starts going. And so she just gets like water straight down her face. And she backs up and just glares at me for like 5 minutes straight. And I'm like, sorry, I was trying to get it set up. You're the one who put your head in there.
Poor Chloe. Poor.
You know the funny thing is that she and I had a routine. I would come back from work and she would see me and then she would give me the report and always be it'd be, oh hey Chloe, rah, rah, rah. I'm like, is that right? Those are the birds you saw, rah.
Yep. Funny enough, according to my sister, Chloe didn't really meow until you and I adopted her, so I don't know why that behavior changed.
I contend that she was just talking back. I talk to her all the time.
Oh yeah, same here. Like clockwork, after dinner, I'd turn on the shower, and she'd come running, leaving a trail of clothes from wherever she was to the bathroom. This isn't your time. She's trying to wear me down so that I'll end my shower early and she can have her turn. It's working. Her whiny pleas and incessant knocking caused me to quickly finish up. It's gotten weirdly quiet. I rub a towel around myself and cross to the bathroom door. Concerned that there may be a naked Neko standing there about to run me over to get to the shower, I open it and quickly sidestep. No Pepper? Peeking on the corner reveals Pepper standing sideways with her arms crossed and her nose turned up. She is so weird. Don't want to shower now? Okay, I guess I'll turn it off. The incredulous look of shock on her face lasts but a moment. It's quickly replaced by her glaring daggers at me for suggesting that I might turn off the shower. Although really, it looks like she's just trying to hide how excited she is about the shower. I bite my lip to keep from grinning. I don't want to be cruel. And the thing that happened in the garden was a bit awkward, so I don't think now is the time to clamp down on her spoiled nature. Save that battle for another day. While I'm sidetracked by these thoughts, Pepper becomes bored with being pretend angry at me. Her excitement gets the best of her, and she leaps past me toward the shower. As soon as she's in the bathroom, she lets out a bark-like laugh and begins to strip off her clothes. The switch from angry to giddy and nude paralyzes me momentarily. I take way too long to snap out of it. I get the door closed way too late. I've seen more than I should. Nice body, da. I mean, for an echo. Stop being weird, MC Con. Can't remember what I was planning to do. Just don't think about Pepper naked. Damn it! Somehow this is Jitaku's fault!
What? I'm looking at Hipster the Snek, having an erudite conversation about Kamen Rider Wizard on X. What did I do?
I don't know, but this scene is somehow your responsibility, and I'm not reading it out loud because I'll get clipped. Shut up, Brain.
Just don't think about Pepper naked. Shut up, Brain.
Shut up, you!
Shut it up, me. Suddenly feel like I need another colder shower. I will say that there have been some hot summers where I'm just like, I'm not going to turn the water on hot. I'm going to put it as cold as it can go.
We
Sneckberg
also
gets
should,
ridiculous.
editor's note, Ditaku editor's note. Sneckberg literally is right next to the equator of the sun. It is a million degrees outside during the summer.
And it is incredibly unpleasant, yes. I don't like it. The source of the problem seemed to be a woman, or at least woman-shaped.
Bitch!
Chibi doesn't join us for dinner, but that's not at all unusual. She ate a decent meal and got fresh bandages at lunchtime, so I'm not too worried about her. Maybe it's guilt that spurs me to bring it up, but I couldn't think of anything that Pepper might want for a chores reward. Then again, she didn't offer up any ideas. Anyway, after dinner seems like a good enough time to ask.
Oh, no. Oh, no, Professor, I just had an awful thought. I had an awful thought. What if Pepper asks for Snoo Snoo as her reward?
Dun dun dun.
You know, I don't think the game's gonna go that direction, but I also can't rule it out.
It seems to be awful tempting and pointing in that direction.
Like, I'm just saying, we had an entire conversation around Goro's, junk during one leg of the game. And now, mind you, they were, joking and, banting like dudes will. But, yeah, we had an entire conversation.
No, it wasn't just a conversation. It literally was him hitting on a girl, and then she went, okay, whip it out. And he's like, wait, what? Yeah, whip it out. Come on. What are you going to do?
No, I'm good.
No, come on, tough boy, come on, be a man, come on. No.
It's a wonder your channel is still monetized.
Because YouTube quits caring after the first 10 minutes, and I looked at my channel demographics, and the lowest age group for my channel is 13. So long as it stays PG-13, I'm okay with it. I will fight some battles. I will clean up the first 10 minutes of any given video. But there comes a threshold where Noodle curses too much and the game throws way too much cleavage at me. I just have to throw my arms up and go, whatever, no one's watching at this point anyway. It does not matter.
I do.
It's not my fault I'm the son of a sailor.
I do.
I mean, we do, yeah, but no one else does. I was thinking about what we could do tonight. Star Checkers! Let's save Star Checkers for another night. I picture myself quickly losing as Pepper and Claudia team up on me again. I'll have another fun being the stuffing out of me next time. I have a different reason for turning down Claudia's suggestion. Promise Pepper a reward for doing a good job on her chores. Yeah, Pepper, awesome, Neko! Pepper's grin drips the buttery smugness and her tail lifts at the compliment. She's saying good job as being generous, but she's making progress. So I think we should let Pepper choose what we do tonight. Unexpectedly, Pepper's excitement dampens. Suddenly coy, she breaks eye contact with me. Shyness is the last thing I expected from the brat cat that always seems to be a step ahead. Come on, Pepper, I'm sure there's something that you'd like us to do together. Still avoiding her eye contact, Pepper finally plucks up enough courage to say what's on her mind. Her voice is almost a whisper. Story time. Sure? I agreed immediately just to dispel this weird hesitation that's come over her. Thrilled that I said yes to her idea, Pepper's eyes get large and she gives an excited pant. However, I don't exactly know what story time means to Pepper. I hope I'm not expected to make up a story for her. I suck at improvisation. Reading something maybe, but I don't know if I have any books like that she'd even like. What kind of story time? Pepper rushes to her room, leaving my question unanswered. I hear the zipper of her suitcase she still hasn't unpacked yet. Even more reason to find things Pepper enjoys and make this feel like her home. Inappropriate.
Oh no.
With Pepper out of earshot, Claudia shares a concern. Inappropriate. I wonder if she's saying that Pepper sprinting down the hall is inappropriate, or if Pepper could be grabbing something that is inappropriate, or even that I may have done or said something that could have been inappropriate. Yeah, that's a thing that he mentions where, Nekos will learn words of their, home language, but sometimes the way they use words is unclear. And he's like, if they say the word outside, that could mean I see something outside, or I want to go outside, or I am about to go outside. And so there's certain bits of context for certain things that they say.
Cats are a context-based language, I guess what we're saying.
Basically. I never really considered that Pepper might own anything inappropriate. It's not like I can do much to curb Pepper's energy, and I don't think I was being inappropriate. Yeah? And Claudia, a non-committal response and a shrug. Pepper returns holding something behind her back. Claudia's ears perk up in obvious curiosity. A concern surfaces over what Pepper's holding, which is silly. She couldn't have anything inappropriate, right?
Oh boy.
Pepper basks in a dramatic pause before revealing what she's been hiding. A well-worn hardcover. Okay, story time involves a book. That makes sense. Not really a book. Pepper has one of those fancy collections of comics or graphic novels, a bunch of issues bound together. Pepper sheepishly hands it to me. Getting a closer look, my jaw drops open. Sin Kitty? Best Kitty!
Oh,
Inappropriate.
we've seen that.
It's like, wasn't that the thing he's been reading on his phone in between chapters?
Yeah.
Claudia's
That
statement
looks-
tells me I'm not hiding my shock well. She's the crime-fighting cat girl. And yes, totally inappropriate. Sin Kitty is the story of a nerdy guy and his domestic Neko. At night they become a superhero cat girl and her bumbling human sidekick. The franchise has had quite the evolution. Sin Kitty and Sidekick, aka Old School, started as a pretty lame comic book filled with puns. Became a campy TV show, then a couple of low-budget movies and a line of toys. I think I still have one of the early Sin Kitty comic books somewhere.
Wow, that sounds a lot like something that we know.
Yeah,
Something
I know,
something that you know, something a well-worn topic of the
Yeah.
channel.
I was into the Sin Kitty.
I mean, what?
I was into the Sin Kitty Legends graphic novels at one time. That's when the whole concept became much more adult in the action story and art. There was another line of toys and even a couple of big-budget streams with some big-name actors. But then the Sin Kitty All-A-Game manga came out. I never read All-A-Game, but I remember the storm that accompanied its release. Fans of the series mostly rejected it for being too over-the-top with what was politely called the abject violence and completely degenerate lewd parts. Oh, so Jitaku wrote it. Pepper has the whole Sin Kitty All-A-Game exclusively remastered deluxe and definitive special limited collector's edition hardcover.
You know what this kind of reminds me of?
What's that?
This kind of reminds me of Savage Dragon, actually.
I think Savage Dragon might be a better comparison. There was a 90s animated series based on it at one point.
Yes, there was.
And let me tell you, if that was your introduction to Savage Dragon, good lord, I feel sorry for you.
I'm so sorry because this is a case of this is not even a case of with the TMNT where it's like, gosh, golly gee whiz, I sure do want to read the. Oh, it's like
Really
no,
violent at times.
because Savage Dragon is way more
violent and way more adult content oriented and yeah. So
I'll say this though, Atrocitus, patrician taste waifu, even if she is 15 for most of the comic.
Yeah. Astonished at what I'm holding, I turn back to Pepper. Why do you have this? Goro!
Goro.
She replies,
I
being
mean,
with pride.
Why are you surprised? Your friend is a weirdo that taught her all sorts of inappropriate games.
Of course, she got this crude sense of humor from Goro. Why not smutty literature, too? You want me to read this? Pepper nods enthusiastically as I realize what a stupid question that was to ask. Nekos can't read. The idea of reading this book to Pepper and Claudia makes me grimace, but I pretty much cornered myself. I did allow Pepper to pick the activity, and this is what she chose. If I say no, I lose all credibility and undo all the progress that's... Hey! Pepper claps her hands to bring my focus back to the present. She taps the book. Pepper, getting bored. Chores reward. Let's go! Damn it,
Her
Goro!
writing game on point.
I fake
This is pretty
enthusiasm.
her entire thing. Whenever she gets excited, she starts to rhyme.
Yeah, that's her bit. I fake enthusiasm as through a forced smile I agree to read a violent and bawdy book to my demanding and spoiled Neko.
Hey, you were saying that I'm me, Goro is me, and I'm saying that Goro is me.
It seems we have
So, yeah.
consensus. Pepper settled next to me on the sofa, and Claudia on the floor across from us. I opened the book. There are plenty of places
Once upon a time.
There are plenty of places in the city where nobody wants to go. Mostly because there aren't many Wait, no, I should do a noir voice for this, right? There are plenty of places in the city where nobody wants to go. Oh, HelicopterMan, you're here to narrate for us.
Mostly because there aren't many people who want to be anywhere in the city to begin with. They come in for work and scurry away as soon as the sun sets, like roaches in reverse.
Roaches in reverse.
Those who fly, those who choose to stay, get to deal with the finest criminal element this city has to offer. I feel like I need a saxophone in the background.
There's at least a trumpet and a drum that I'm hearing in the background music, but I turned it down pretty far, so...
Digibars on Digier streets. Beat it, Toots.
Corners populated by the desperate, selling dreams to those even more desperate.
Wow, sounds like Poogberg.
This place is a hole. Just like Poogberg. A city of rats in desperate need of a cat. By the way, I'm the cat.
Top 10, 12 out of 10, Purple Pros.
It's my secret, but that's only because people are stupid. Only my best. My one friend, Kick, has figured out that I'm her. Even Kick is stupid. Nothing dumber than being friends with me. I'm the cat.
Oh, this is literally
Trouble
from the
is,
Cat
when I'm
Girls.
not feeling up to the hunt at the moment. What you do when the one thing that brings you joy starts to feel like a job.
You lick toilets, I guess?
Something a girl just needs a break.
You know, Filth Liquor Sensei told us, you know...
And you know what? If
Stin Kitty, it's all a game. Hanging on by a whisker.
I'm just saying, Filth Liquor Sensei seems like he would fit right in this manga.
He would.
But I'm getting ahead of myself. You want to know how I ended up here, right? Drinking myself stupid in a dive bar? Well, it starts with a lot of stories. It starts with an X. What are those things nobody tells you about a hobby like mine is? Eventually, any partner is going to start asking questions. Except, once they ask those questions, they may never like the answers. Maybe on moral grounds. Maybe they don't like the hours. But either way, things fall apart fast after that. You'd think I'd be used to it by now. Hope springs eternal, right? Besides, I'm full of poop. If I really wanted to take a break, I wouldn't be drinking in a bar filled with my enemies, the dirty rats.
I'm so glad that, gross,
Here,
hentai is
kitty.
here.
I do that with all the attention.
Crack!
Kablam!
Don't feel bad for these guys. They are the worst of the worst. They mug, they molest, they use all the toilet paper and don't replace the roll.
Oh,
That's
Salute!
those
Villainy!
bastards!
Alright, maybe I made up the last.
I'm just saying.
But trust me, they're scum. The bad guys in the story. Really, really bad. Even worse than I am. A city of rats in desperate need of a cat. I'm the cat. I'm Catman.
I'm Kevin.
I'm Catman.
What's a cute broken heart?
We'll live licking toilets, apparently.
A broken arm? A broken jaw? Yeah, a broken nose. Life's greatest lesson. Don't bullshit yourself. You'll never be happy if you try to be someone that you think others want you to be. You can only be yourself. On the cat.
Oh my god.
At
Okay.
some point,
Real talk time here. Real talk time here. First off, absolutely fantastic narration there, HelicopterMan. Thank you.
Yes.
Real talk time here, Professor. I would totally read Sin City.
Sin Kitty.
Sin Kitty. I would totally. That sounded fantastic. That sounded absolutely fantastic. I need over the top, jaded cat girls just destroying, freaks of nature in, an urban hellscape. I need this in my life. You know what, OmOneko team? You need to do this manga. I will buy that.
You guys have a merchandising opportunity unique to this experience.
Yes, I would buy that. That sounds fantastic. My goodness.
We offer our services for the audiobook version.
Favorite best character is here too. Even Shimi is here. Even Shimi. She's like Peak is being read right now.
At some point, the sound of HelicopterMan's voice brought Shimi out of her hiding place.
HelicopterMan will gladly accept a contract to narrate volume.
The Pharaoh's ears scan all around. Her eyes stay fixed on me. Whoa, sorry, I gotta leave my noir narration behind. Watching my mouth make words as I read aloud. She slowly circles the room, observing Pepper and Claudia, finally stopping by the curtains and the hoard she hides there. I can tell Shimi wants to check and make sure her trove is safe, but she won't while we're all here. She eventually settles on the floor, not too far from Claudia. Instead, her movements labored. She turns to me again. When our eyes connect, an intense rush from her stare makes me quickly look away, focusing back on Sin Kitty. Claudia's ears perk as Shimi joins her. Distracted by Shimi for a moment, Pepper returns her focus to the book. Let's go, one more! Technically, I fulfilled my obligation to giving Pepper her chores reward. Fortunately, what I've read so far has been a lot milder than I expected. Claudia, reading my mind, smiles politely and lets me know. It's okay. All right, Pepper, one more. Oh, we're not done, guys. Ding dong, yo.
Ding dong, yo, ding dong, yo.
I'm actually going to freaking kill him.
Ding
What
dong,
time
yo.
is it? It's cat time. Oh, poof. He's gonna kill me.
We're more than an hour into this. You can curse. I don't care.
This is Kick, my friend, and my boss for my day job.
Blah, blah, work. Blah, blah, let's go.
Scratch.
Blah, blah,
By
something,
now,
something
Kick's finished off 2
irresponsible.
mocha caramel double espressos and is vibrating with sugary, caffeinated anxiety. Oh my god, this is just like Poopberg. Don't get your whiskers all a quiver, Kick. I was just taking a cat nap.
Deus Ex Terminator, Sin Kitty.
Sin Kitty.
Blah, 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 working your short game, Kit.
It's not that I hate my job. It keeps a roof over my head and keeps Kick on my back, mostly. Plus, I do like hunting rats.
Mumble, sticky.
Terminator.
I don't know. I feel like
You gotta
Kick
admit,
is a little bit
that
more,
drop title is cool as
hardcore
hell.
than Jimmy, but okay.
I don't know. It just seemed right.
Exterminator would be a cool name for some sort of comic book vigilante, an anti-hero who fights crime with a grudge. Bottom of the barrel type.
She's making meta.
Rats are everywhere. Greasy spoon attached to a warehouse. Little bastards love this kind of place. Rats are everywhere. Grimy alleyway near a subway. Big bastards love this kind of place. If I'm being honest, Sometimes work could be a little more satisfying. Then again, that's what hobbies are for.
I'm not really much of a public speaker, but I did try to put a lot of emphasis into the reading to keep it interesting for the girls. Seems to have worked.
You know, so her day job is she exterminates rats.
Yes.
Her hobby is she beats the crap out of organized crime.
Yes.
That's like saying, my day job is I drive trucks. My night job, my hobby, is I drive cars. Is it really a hobby?
I mean, I guess that... Well, maybe he's like Nick Cage and just really, really, really likes cool cars.
I mean, fair.
Cool cars.
Shimi couldn't understand a word of it, but she was attentive and relaxed as Shimi can be. Claudia looks happy, even though she's pride as being polite. High tension or violence aren't really her thing. She likes nature programs and the occasional romantic comedy. I think she's enjoying all this spending time together more than anything else. As for Pepper, she's still grinning from ear to ear. Even though she must have heard the story dozens of times, judging by the wear of the pages, she's been hanging on every word, panting with excitement and grabbing my arm at peaks of the action. One more? Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Life, believe, is not a dream, so dark as sages say. Oft a little morning rain foretells a pleasant day. And that's where we're going to call this episode, gents. Burger Time, apparently, is the name of the next chapter. So thank you, HelicopterMan, for your very apt arrival in terms of when you decided to drop in on us.
I was summoned by the spirit of film noir.
Well, clearly. And thank you, Ditaku, for willingly falling on the sword of clips for me. I do appreciate that, and I will make it so that Ultraman Zero does not kick you in the head, at least for this episode.
Good. And you're welcome. And I just hope that, who my fangirls, at least appreciate, the depths that I go to, both for my friends and also for content.
That's fair. All fair.
I was unaware that any of us had fangirls.
You would be surprised. Now, anyway, thank you guys for watching along with us again as we get to another chapter of OmOneko. We are going to see this through to the end. I don't know what our canon outcome will be because I know there are multiple endings, but we will see you in the next one. And we're back with more OmOneko, and once again accompanied by my good buddy Ditaku.
Sadly, I am not drunk or even inebriated. This is lucid Ditaku.
Yeah, no, we are lucid and clear-headed. And I gotta say, I am really enjoying this game. We're kind of flying through this. The updates will probably be a little more spaced out than the actual recordings were. But this has just been really compelling. I just really like the characters, so I'm curious to see where it all goes.
I agree. Honestly, this is an interesting presentation. And honestly, I just have so many questions to the world that, I'm just like...
Yeah, like, there's a lot of cultural things that I really do want an explanation of. Because, like, when if you make a fantasy creature in what is otherwise basically the real world, like, you would have to have, like, an impact. Like, what would it change? What would culture and society be like as a result? So I'm hoping we get more of those questions answered as we go.
You're telling me, Professor.
No, I'm telling the good folks at home.
I know. I'm saying, this is something I am well aware of.
Oh no, believe me, I am aware. I have read the author's Bible of your massive, sprawling world. Are you gonna come out here or what? It's a strange sight. First, that all three Nekos are so close to each other, looking at me from the kitchen window, and second, none of them have come out yet. Seeing all three framed in the window like a far too big photograph makes the seemingly endless stream of concerns and doubts flood back. Can I really care for 3 Nekos? It's not just the monetary cost of feeding and clothing what are essentially 3 people, but also the emotional cost, the attention they require to be healthy and happy. Damn it, Goro! I mumble to myself, although I can only blame him for Pepper. Shimi is, well, if anyone's to blame for Shimi, it's me. And maybe Shimi. promptly, Mia. I push the thoughts out of my head as best I can. Did you know Mia left with everything in just 2 bags?
Oh, I was like, wait a second. I actually had to look to see if he mentioned that or if that was just us memeing on him.
That's me memeing this time. This time. But I'm just saying, would it have surprised you?
No, it wouldn't have at all.
It's a gorgeous afternoon. The grill's nice and hot. Pepper's eyes are wide at the side of the grill, but she also has a deep, diabolical, scheming expression. Claudia
Pepper,
wears...
you should take something off the grill, Pepper.
Yeah.
Would end poorly for you.
It will end very badly, yes. Claudia wears a pleasant smile as she gazes out past me into the distance. Only Shimi's eyes and ears are visible as she peeks from the window's edge, studying everything in the yard. What are they waiting for? Shimi I get, but Claudia and Pepper come out here all the time. Guess no one wants a burger. I sometimes feel like I spend most of my life cooking for Nekos. But, you know, it's not a bad life. Despite everything, I feel pretty good. I have 3 Nekos and no one knows about it, and I'm doing a remarkable job of weathering all the chaos. Besides, I really like cooking. I especially like cooking for my girls because they appreciate it. That is true. Cooking for yourself is nowhere near as fun. It was way more interesting for me to be like, Yutaku, I'm going to try a new recipe today. And Yutaku would just frown at me thoughtfully and be like, is it going to, like, put me on the toilet for the next 5 hours? And I would be like, you know, I can't rule out that possibility.
Good news. Tex-Mex. Tex-Mex, you know, mac and cheese. Tex-Mex mac and cheese with chicken. Tex-Mex mac and cheese with chicken and some chipotle. Tex-Mex mac and cheese with chicken and chipotle. And you're going to eat it. And my reaction was, this is delicious. We need to wait another month before we do this again because I think I'm going to die.
A good dish to cure what ails you.
Pretty darn close to the, what was it? Chili pepper colonic?
Yes. The chili pepper colonic. Oh, that'd be rough. As the meat hits the grill and starts to sear, Claudia comes out carrying a large plate. Ready soon. Yep, very soon. Everything on the table? All set. Rolls, sauce, tomatoes, mustard. Yeah, pickles. Claudia wrinkles her nose. She doesn't like pickles. Pickles are excellent. So yummy. For you. I'm with Claudia on this. I don't like cucumbers in their natural state. Pickling them does nothing to enhance the experience.
I love pickles. And the problem is that my body now hates me because they're like, your kidneys can't process. And I'm like, shut up, body. Shut up.
I'll tell you what I can and can't handle. That's what matters. She smiles and shakes her head at my teasing, which causes me to laugh. Shimi emerges from the doorway, stepping outside into the sunshine. I always envisioned her to be more of a night owl, but it's good to see her outside regardless. The sound of a not-too-distant car engine caused her to suddenly retreat back inside. Oh well, she tried. Pepper finally springs out the back door, sniffing the air. She gives me a curiously devious glance. Get him, Pepper! And then begins prowling along the fence line of the yard. Maybe she's looking to catch a rat for me to grill up. Yeah, could you imagine? Good luck to her. Still, yuck. Shimi tries again, and now she ventures out a bit this time. Still not very far from the door in case she gets overwhelmed. She ignores the other 2 Nekos, mostly focusing on me, which makes sense. I'm the alien in her world. I'm Ultraman.
Far among the galaxy, where y'all blah. Ultra, MC, fighter.
Although fully on guard, Shimi curiously watches me. The human that gives me sashimi and burgers. I think it definitely helps that Claudia and Pepper are comfortable around me. The mix of reliance on me and instinctual fear of me has her caught in an emotional middle ground. She's resisting her situation, but unable to escape it, at least for now. She'll likely just leave us as soon as she's healed up enough. Claudia sniffs at a flowering bush.
I don't know.
I will tell you guys of the legend of our cat. We had a cat. His name was QC. And there's a story behind the name. and maybe someday I'll tell you, but today is not that day. But QC was a stray. He was an adult by the time we found him, probably 3 or 4 years old, and clearly had been taken care of by people. He was a tuxie. He was gray and had white under his chin and on his paws, and he was very handsome and remarkably intelligent. And we brought him home, and he was kind of scraggly, starving to death, and we fed him, watered him, and gave him the litter box, and we thought, oh, once he feels better, he'll just leave. Like, no. He, in fact, did not leave. He went outside, did his business, and was like, okay, human, I am ready to return inside. And he was ours for the rest of his days. Or
Yeah,
maybe
he was-
we were his.
He was around. He was around when you and I met.
Yep. When we first met, back in the Mesozoic, yes. And, no, remarkably intelligent cat. When a cat is comfortable, when they have food and water and comfort, they're not going to leave. They may wander a little bit, but they're going to come home. There's no doubt about it.
I'll say this though: if people really want to keep cats like safe, having them be like outside cats is really the worst thing you can do, especially in an urban environment.
Yeah.
Because inevitably, what happens is is that you'll have a situation whereupon you'll like, oh, they can just hunt outside. It's like, guess what? You know what's outside hunting them? Coyotes. Just inevitably, there's going to be coyotes around. So,
Yeah. Keep your kitties safe and indoors where kitties belong.
yes. So they can snore.
They can snore, yes. My kitty currently is dealing with a bit of a sinus infection, and so she is snoring like a grandpa. So that's been interesting.
I mean, don't knock her. I mean, my folks doodle Cooper. He snores like an old man. He's ever since he was little. Just imagine, if you will, this tiny little, 8-pound little doodle puppy. And, he's curled up in a little ball and he's snoring, like an old grandpa. So,
Yep, no, I can picture it in my mind's eye for sure. Claudia sniffs at a flowering bush and smiles as the sun warms her face. She joyfully hums her made-up tune, occasionally also remarking about something that catches her eye. Right now, it's the shiny green bug climbing on her flowers, and that all the plants are pretty dry, could use a drink. I notice that her nails are starting to get long. Filing Oneko's fingernails is not a fun task. They look like human nails, but are actually thicker and sharper. Claudia is usually good about self-grooming. I'm sure she'll get to it eventually. We all enjoy the beautiful afternoon for a while as the burgers sizzle. Claudia smiles and calls my attention to a small, colorful butterfly floating haphazardly on the breeze. Uh-oh. I realized that at some point Pepper went back inside and returned carrying a hammer. I own a hammer? Mom left a toolbox when she moved. It's in the closet in Pepper's room, but I've never had the need to go get it. Seeing Pepper with a hammer is a bit unnerving, as I'm reminded of the adage, when all you have is a hammer, you treat everything like a nail. It seems Pepper, hammer cocked casually at her shoulder, has likely found a hole in the yard, likely that of a small rodent. Hovering over it, she twists her head, listening to determine if anyone's at home there. She looks like she's getting ready to play the world's laziest game of whack-a-mole. Easiest setting, just one hole. Come to think of it, a rodent hole in the yard is actually an odd thing. The overcrowding of rat colonies has devastated the populations of mice, moles, chipmunks, frogs, and squirrels. Can't remember the last time I saw a raccoon. They're big enough to eat raccoons? What are these monsters? This is a JRPG universe that managed to make it to the modern day, basically.
sounds like literally the Seekers from Fallen Earth. Yeah. Oh, guys, looks like we gotta introduce another organism. I don't know, are you sure that this is the right thing? Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
This will sort itself out.
We're scientists. We know stuff.
Most metal street poles now have birdhouses hanging from them and shelves on top for bigger birds to nest on as a way to keep the rats from getting to the eggs. The sudden scolding by a passing raven grabs everyone's attention. Ooh! Get him, Pepper! Gasp. All eyes track the black bird until it disappears. Veronica! Hello, Claudia. Oh, right, I have a neighbor. Hi. Whoa, you have 2 Nekos now? Wow, like most people don't even have 1. Veronica's my neighbor. Her appearance at the fence, quickly noticed by Claudia, was missed by the rest of us. Pepper regards Veronica, then turns her attention back to the hole in the ground. Veronica said 2 Nekos? A quick glance back towards the house finds that Shimi has, of course, vanished at the approach of another human. I'm not going to correct Veronica on the number of Nekos which live here. Yeah, you met my friend Goro. Veronica's perturbed expression tells me that she remembers Goro. Your friend from that evening, he, broke the fence. Yeah, sorry again about that. There's another time when his antics got out of control. Well, he fixed it, but, replaced the broken part with this gate. Again, sorry. I'd be happy to pay your dad to come and fix it back to a fence. No, really, it's fine. He actually, did a nice job. I like the gate. It's pretty. You said he put the gate in as a joke, but, I didn't get the joke. I actually don't remember Goro's reason for putting a gate where he broke the fence, or his joke. I'm just lucky that Veronica... I'm just lucky Veronica is so laid back about it, especially since she's prone to get worked up over trivial things. He thought it was funny.
She's kind of cute.
She is exceptionally cute, yes. Okay, Ditaku. I want you to picture something for me.
Okay.
Imagine Veronica is currently wearing red. Take her glasses off. And it's Holly from Monster Rancher.
You say that, but she's also significantly taller and also a little bit more developed than Holly.
I mean, all fair. I'm just saying, I looked at it and I was like, she could easily pass as a ranch assistant in Monster Rancher.
Oh, definitely, she could. I mean, honestly, I would think she's probably closer to Yuri.
A little bit. Yuri had the bobbed hair, but yeah, no, I see where you're driving at that. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
So, that's
and
his
Noir
Neko?
was good.
Monster Rancher 4 was good. A lot of the Discord disagrees with my assessment on that, but it's a Zen game, right? It's the Monster Rancher game where I can relax and not get uptight about playing it.
You know what? Having been to the MR Discord, no hate, and I mean, I'm speaking as an autistic person myself, y'all have the tism.
It's pretty much mandatory to be a Monster Rancher fan.
I'm just saying, it's like, I thought I had the tism, y'all.
They got the tism. Yeah, that's for sure. Yes, that's Pepper. Goro joined the army, and now Claudia and I have Pepper. I leave out additional details of how I came to have the brat cat, but notice one of Pepper's ears is turned in our direction now. Wow, it's so sweet of you to do that. It must be cool to have them, Veronica says while scratching Claudia where her ear meets her head.
I'm just saying, it kind of looks like she's looking down.
A little bit, but I mean, I can't.
Hey, I'm just saying, it kind of looks like, Claudia's just enjoying herself and, Veronica is just kind of looking respectfully. But, I can't blame her.
No, I
probably
can't.
would do the same thing.
I can't fault good taste.
Yeah.
I'm surprised by Veronica's reaction. She's an artist. Maybe she's more open-minded about her neighbor having a bunch of Nekos. Well, she mostly works as an interior
Once again, I feel like we need context for this.
She
we need to
mostly
have
works-
context.
Yeah.
What's the stigma?
Yeah,
I
mean, I think the idea, or at least the implication thus far, is that if you have a Neko, you just basically you have some kind of thing for bimbos or something. So you want a low IQ live-in GF kind of situation.
it's either it's that or it's kind of the tacit understanding of look, we literally basically a second class. We basically have live-in, designer slaves.
I mean, yeah, basically. Well, she mostly works as an interior painter for her dad's construction and remodeling business. Her real job while trying to be a real full-time artist. Still, she's so cool about my situation makes me wonder.
Well,
hey,
that's not a bad job.
No, definitely.
That's not a bad job at all.
Veronica, do you want a Neko? Pepper drops her hammer. She turns to look at me. She looks with the look that could stop a clock. Claudia shoots me a very disapproving glance and purses her lips.
I misread that as stops a duck.
You cannot stop the duck. Nothing can stop the duck. The negative reactions from the cats and Veronica's near panic caused me to raise both hands in quick surrender. Kidding and kidding. That was a joke. Although, no, they are my responsibility. Oh, okay, we don't have a say in the matter, but I'm going to save again, because, like, it's weird that there is a prompt at all. Like, that's either just checking that the player is still conscious, or it's possible that other choices will become unlocked in subsequent playthroughs. So I'm just going to do that as insurance.
Okay.
Veronica, we're about to have dinner. Nothing fancy, burgers, grilled vegetables, and potato chips. Would you like to join us? Oh yeah, Veronica. Burgers, Veronica. Burgers and cheese. And pickles. For you. Well, you think so much, but, I can't, plans. Veronica's a quiet neighbor, a little awkward, somewhat bohemian, and a bit disorganized. Other than that, I don't know a lot about her.
Oh my god, she's perfect.
I do know she has an on-again, off-again boyfriend, Lind, the clerk at the store I shop at. He's kind of an idiot. Her response tells me they're currently on again. I want to tell her that she's much too sweet for him, and that he's a twit not to treat her better, but I guess it's not my business. I decided to save her...
Oh my god! Mr... Oh no, guys, did you know? 2 bags? It's gonna be like, yep, I'm the relationship guru.
Yeah, he's suddenly the one doling out advice like he has better sense. I decided to save her and cut off the conversation. No problem. Love to have you anytime, though. Right, Claudia? Mm-hmm. Yeah, every time. Wow, you guys are so nice. Veronica gives a tender, slightly distant smile. I better go get ready. Bye, Pepper. It's nice meeting you. I'll see you soon, Claudia. You're so sweet. Claudia hugs Veronica over the gate, instantly brightening her spirits. Bye, Veronica.
Aww.
Pepper doesn't budge from her hunt, and her tail gives a relaxed yet elaborate back-and-forth swish that could be interpreted as a wave.
It seems like Claudia is very affectionate with people that she knows.
Yeah, definitely. Okay,
I mean,
come on,
apart
girls.
from Goro, but, well, I can understand her being standoffish with Goro.
Yeah, Goro seems like the kind of personality that either you gel with or you just don't.
Not that I would know anything about that.
No, definitely
not. That I would know anything. Hey!
No. No. Okay, come
Burger time!
Burger time!
Burger time! Alpaca.
Oh. She cut off their tails with a carving knife. Have you ever seen such a sight in your life? Shimi.
Best girl.
Here I open the door, darkness there, and nothing more.
Nozomi River.
There's a storm out there, it's a big one. Water drums on the roof and glass, and it's a persistent and futile assault. But the rain didn't come by itself. On cue, the storm punctuates these idle thoughts with a resounding clap of thunder. I grip my phone tightly. Thunderstorms make me tense. Actually, I like thunderstorms. I find them quite relaxing.
You are entirely the wrong section of the United States then there, Professor.
Yeah, no, I'm aware of things. Damn it. They're at the house, loose items and cabinets rattle. Hint of ozone, almost imperceptible flickering of the living room lights, emphasizes the smallness of the house amidst the greatness of the storm beyond thinned walls. Bah! I don't know what she's trying to say there. Pepper's in her room.
Maybe
rattling
she's
as
referencing a Hirohiko Araki manga?
Possibly. She does seem to have a thing for that, so that would check out. Pepper's in her room, rattling as well, shouting and cackling each time as the thunderbolt echoes past us. Suna! The thunder erupts and Pepper replies. Her volume and level of excitement seem to match the intensity of the bellowing heavens. She's not normal, she really isn't, but at least she's enjoying herself. Claudia's in her room. Storms don't bother her much. She'll just sleep through them. It's what she's done since we were little. That just leaves Shimi. Wildcat, Claudia called her, and she is. But she's also very different from what I could ever have expected a wildcat to be. To be fair, she's been sedated almost this whole time, so who knows what she was really like. I wonder what other things I've been wrong about. Anyway, what's it been now? 2 weeks since I started caring for her? Longer? 3 weeks since Pepper joined us? A month? I'm not really sure. Without Mia and Goro around, the days have started to blend together. Plus, the storm gives a surreal atmosphere to the house, breaking the normal flow of time. My thoughts linger on Shimi. It seems that the storm is having some effect on her. She didn't come out for food all day. She hasn't eaten, which means she also hasn't had any medicine. Skipping meals is not uncommon for her. Still, my curiosity spills over like the rainwater filling the bird bath in the garden, and I find myself approaching Shimi's closet. It's silly, but I want to know how she's doing, how she's dealing with the storm. She's sleeping through it like Claudia? Is she excited by it like Pepper? Or something else entirely? A few knocks to announce my presence, then I ease open the door. Single blue eye meets me in a flat greeting. Shimi is hunkered down, stoic, neither sleeping through the storm nor excited by it. She outwardly ignores it. Indifference, another tactic to make it go away. There's an edge of suspicion in the poker face way she regards me, like she's waiting to see if I plan on invading deeper, her place of solitude, or if I'm content to stay on its fringe. I'm about to ask if she's okay, or if she needs something, before I remember that she doesn't speak, and I'm a moron. Though there was that one time. Another thunderclap rattles out the windows in the house. Pepper squeals with rage and delight in the next room. The furious and terrific jolt of sound forces Shimi to break eye contact with me. Otherwise, outwardly, her demeanor is unfazed. She gazes past me, looking off into the unknown, her one eye searching a far-off place for the meaning behind the mysterious and unleashed force of nature. Or maybe on watch for an appearance of the angry gods who are causing such a ruckus in the sky above. Lowercase g. Gods plural is always lowercase. Just saying.
Unless it's a title, like you're talking about the gods of Olympus. Or,
yes, or starting the
something
sentence with it.
Yes.
Regardless, the gods don't come. They never do. Instead, they send the
Grammar
rain.
with the professor.
Hmm?
Grammar with the professor.
Oh, of course. Teaching people grammar is just something we do on this channel.
More than people would realize.
More often than you think, especially with visual novels, because we're pedants. Raindrops endlessly dive-bomb the roof, explode against it, and reform as trickling streams that continue their race to the ground. We are witnesses to all of it. Well, Wildcat, mind if I join you? I sit on the hard hallway floor, my back against the opposite wall. Now eye level with Shimi, she regards me again. Her manner is stone cold, dispassionate and indifferent. Resigned. Just waiting out the storm? It makes sense, even though you're in my home, you're still feral. Where she hunkered down out there, soaking wet, I'm positive she had the same distant and mildly perturbed expression, the same emotionally paused way about her, the same indifference, ignoring this thing that is uncontrollable and everywhere, and it will eventually go away. You can take the feral out of the wild, but you can't take the wild out of the feral, or something like that. Shimi tolerates my presence, watching my mouth make sounds. I'm grateful for the closeness, so I make more. I'm not a fan of storms like this either. I don't mind the rain. I mean, it's important for the plants and to clean the dust and pollen off everything. But then again, I have the luxury of being in here at home when it's raining. A small part of my brain looking the same part that keeps asking me, why the hell do you have a feral Neko in your house? Points out that if I were having this conversation with a human, I would rightfully be embarrassed at how dull it is. Of course, it's different for you, Shimi. Shimi just watches my mouth make sounds, so it doesn't matter. Living out there, no home, cold rain could make you sick. She seems to find my speaking to be interesting. I find her interest to be interesting. So at least you're warm and dry. I think I've gotten so used to speaking while tending to her wounds that my brain has started using the thinking out loud as a way to relieve stress. So I'm only partly talking to Shimi. I'm also talking to myself. You know, like crazy people do. No. That's called seeking expert advice from a trusted source, obviously. Maybe I am going a little crazy. After all, I am the guy with three Nekos, one of which is feral, here in my home. Home. The abrupt end to my speaking makes the beating rain suddenly quite loud. Did I just imagine? Shimi and I just stare silently at each other. Her gazing at me with the same flat effect. Me waiting for, I'm not sure what. The rain falls. It's at that moment that I actually start to question my mental state. The little voice in my head breaks the trance. Did I just hallucinate Shimi speaking? She's spoken before, dude. I break eye contact before it becomes uncomfortable.
Yeah, it seems like she's not completely feral. She may be, akin to QC.
Yeah.
Where, she might have been out and about, but she wasn't, like, completely wild.
Yeah. Auditory verbal hallucinations known to be caused by stress, sleep deprivation, or drugs. They can be a sign of schizophrenia. Goro told me about this once, and now I wish he hadn't. I might actually be losing it. I'm living with 3 Nekos. They're totally abandoned my happy, boring existence. Could they literally be driving me crazy? Cats have that effect.
What, bro? MC-kun, you're not Yoshikage Kira. You're not going to achieve, the life of a plankton, okay?
Yeah. Just as the implications of what this could fully mean hit me, it happens again. Home. I did not imagine that. The relief of not being insane is pushed aside by my amazement. Shimi just talked, again. Or mimicked, less speaking, more parroting? Despite my cynicism, I find myself excited. Shimi's looking at me with a very human expression, curious as to how I'll respond. Home! That's right, Shimi. I touch the floor, the wall, and gesture all around us. Home! This place where I live, where we live. It's called home. Shimi looks at me, then looks around at the floor, the wall, and again at me. Home. Huh, yes, home. I grin and laugh. Her gaze is still that of a wild animal, absent of any meaning behind the word, I think. Still, of all the words that I've spoken, the one she picks to say, home. I want to mean more than it probably does. I can't remember when Claudia started speaking or even understanding what Mom would say to her, but I don't think she ever parroted our speech. I think she started with please, no, and thanks. That sounds right. My mom was big on raising Claudia to be a proper and polite, a lady, as she'd often say. Shimi watches me watch her. It's a lovely moment we're sharing, quiet company together as the storm and occasionally Pepper rage around us. I'm happy that she's letting me be this close to her, and I'm still physically far enough away that moments of holding eye contact aren't making her uncomfortable. She's a lot less jumpy than she's been. You know, Shimi, this is actually our first encounter that didn't involve food or wound care since you came into my home. An even greater accomplishment, since her only sedation currently is the storm. Sedation. I wonder if you're in much pain right now. Should I try to feed you to get some medicine in you? Shimi shifts her focus from me back into nothing. It makes me expect another thunderous jolt that will shake and rattle the house. I'm not completely wrong? Hey! Hurricane Pepper appears, making an unpleasant face, a signal that she's unimpressed with me sitting on the floor. Then turns her attention to the closet and Shimi. Sashimi, speak. That's right. Pepper heard her. I beam a huge grin at the validation and chance to share that it really happened with someone, even if it's just the brat cat. She said the word home. My voice carries a note of smugness, like I somehow had something to do with it. Pepper regards Shimi. Shimi does not look at Pepper, but her ears are clearly locked on her. Sashimi say, eat. No, just Shimi and home, so far. Pepper nods and her eyes drift back to me. Pepper say, eat. I feel my face scrunch at her reply. I know you can say the word eat. You say lots of words. Pepper sighs and looks at me like I've disappointed her. She slowly shakes her head at the simple-minded human sitting on the floor. Wait, are you trying to tell me you're hungry? You want to eat? Her slow clap and sarcastic smile congratulate me on figuring out the obvious. She's Goro's Neko, all right. Yeah, she is. You're a real treat, you know that? I turn my grimace to Shimi for support. See what I have to put up with in my own home? Shimi is still focused on the storm outside and shows no interest in Pepper's teasing or my suffering. My butt has fallen asleep, and the pins and needles slow the progress of picking myself up off the floor. Just as well, since I'm still careful about not making any sudden movements around Shimi. Something she has to appreciate whether she's aware of it or not. Which is why I'm taken aback as Shimi momentarily looks up at me with an intense flash of worry. I'm not sure what exactly. It's quick, like the earlier flickering of the lights, and she instantly returns to the detached manner she displayed when I first opened the closet door. Could it have been fear? Of what? Being left alone? No, she's feral. They're always alone. Maybe there's more to this moment than I'm realizing, and now I'm torn. I want to... Hey! Thunder here too. Let's go! Pepper points to her belly, telling you that her stomach is rumbling. It's past lunchtime, so I'm sure everyone is hungry. Pepper doesn't get to eat, she'll just be obnoxious until she does, which would likely make Shimi agitated, and keeping Shimi calm is still the priority. Sigh. Shimi, I'm gonna go make food. Come join us if you're hungry. Pepper follows me to the kitchen. Shimi doesn't. I pull out noodles and other ingredients. Pepper, want noodles! Okay. I'm already making noodles, but just for you, I'll make noodles. Pepper grins as she watches the rain battering the backyard. Then heads into the sunroom with the big windows. Pepper, stop! I don't want you waking up Claudia. Claudia's awake. Oh, hey, sorry we woke you. I'm making noodles. Care to join us? She does. The noodles cook up quickly, and Claudia starts pulling out bowls and utensils to get the table ready. Pepper busies herself by splitting her focus between watching us, keeping a suspicious eye on the storm, and sucking on her teeth. Stop that. So annoying. As they portion lunch in bowls, Claudia turns. Shimi. We find ourselves staring at Shimi. The closet cat came out. Before I can greet or acknowledge her, the kitchen becomes alive with bright flashes. The chasing boom shakes the house and everyone in it. Claudia, standing next to me, reflexively grabs my arm. Pepper shakes her fists at the ceiling. Tonora! And barks back at the storm in a long and loud shout, which only startles everyone further. Shimi's gone, back to the shadows, or possibly back down the hallway. Oh my god, stop! Seriously, Pepper, one thunder god is more than enough. The evil slice of me imagines sitting her outside to get the storm, Pepper, but the better slice of me notes she might take me up on it, and then we'd have to deal with the soaking wet Pepper. Shimi reappears. I divide lunch into 4 bowls and reach for the bottles of antihistamines and eco-friendly pain reliever. Then pause. Should I sedate her? She's been improving. I do want to wean her off the antihistamines. Because I think she's ready? Or because I selfishly want to see more of what she's like without it. Play with fire, you'll get burned. I realize I've been standing there, stuck in the pose of reaching for the medicine bottles. Everyone's watching me. It's embarrassing for some reason. Cats just stare at people, dude. That's just a thing they do. Noodles! Yes, noodles. I got distracted. I move, pulling out Shimi's meds, crushing them up and adding them to her food. It's the easiest way out of the situation and the right thing to do. The storm has everyone on edge, and Shimi's injuries will benefit from rest. As soon as she sits, Pepper sneaks a bite from her bowl, earning a dirty look from me. You know we wait till everyone is ready before we eat. Pepper responds with stealth, only chewing when I'm not looking directly at her, and then looking at the ceiling when I am. I shake my head at Pepper, place Shimi's food on the table, and sit. Shimi's the only one standing. The rest of us watch, waiting to see if she'll join us. Pepper chews. She finally steps to the table. She's placid on the surface like calm, still waters at night, but there are hints of deep, dark mystery in the murky depth beneath. Possibly nothing, but more likely a lot of strange things are going on in there. She hesitates, looking at each of us. She looks at me last and the longest. Then takes her bowl and limps back down the hallway. Crap, I forgot and gave her the entire bowl of food. That's too bad. At least she took the spork with her.
Yeah, I get the sense that she's a lot more civilized than Claudia is giving her credit for.
Maybe. It kind of seems that way. How have you not gotten yourself killed already? Sometimes I listen to the advice I'm given. Most times, even. Lunch is done. I've been sitting here looking at my phone for not sure how long. A while. Turns out I wasn't that hungry. Pepper finished first and went straight to her room. The thunder and lightning have moved on, and the rain alone is not enough to hold her attention. Now the sounds of catculations reveal that she's found something else to keep her occupied. Claudia finished and went to the kitchen. The humming and clattering of dishes being cleaned reveal her activity there. That just leaves me with the last few bites of my lunch, sitting alone, listening to one Neko counting to herself, another humming to herself, and me thinking about a third Neko hunkered down in my hall closet. Everything seems 1,000 miles away. It's the rain. The heavy grayscale of the storm and tippling rainfall blanket everything with a primeval vibe. Almost like being underground. It lays over the house, feeling cave-like and close. Oppressive. Maybe that's why, even though I'm full from lunch, I still feel empty. I want to finish just so I can get up and turn on some lights or the TV. Anything to chase the uneasy shadows from the room and from my head. Just as I force myself to swallow the last bite, my concentration's broken by, I don't know, something demanding my attention. Did I leave the stove on? Shimi. Her unexpected appearance locks me in place. She has re-emerged from the closet. It's amazing she's even still able to just appear like that, even totally loopy from meds. Shimi's eyes has a vacant glaze to it. Her hands cradle an empty bowl against her belly. She sways, then forces herself forward like a drunken sleepwalker. She clumsily maneuvers to her chair. She sits suddenly, gracelessly. Her eyes shut tight, wincing through the tranquilizing effects of the antihistamines as the bowl clatters against the table. The rattle of the bowl is conspicuous against the heavy mood of the storm, drawing Claudia out of the kitchen. Her curious gaze reflects my thoughts. Shimi is here. That's surprising. Normally she eats, then heads off to the closet to pass out for hours. As the last of the surprise leaves me, I wonder, is she here due to habit, eating coupled with wound care? Is one of her injuries bothering her? Or is this maybe a continuation of our earlier moment, just being together at home? The last one is likely wishful thinking, but it's a nice thought anyway. Shimi adjusts herself and noticeably relaxes. Her puckered expression vanishes as her tail falls free, no longer sandwiched between her and the chair. Carefully, Claudia takes both of our bowls. She pauses a moment taking the scene, and disappears back into the kitchen. Hello again, Shimi. This is an unexpected surprise. I speak quietly at Shimi, slowly reaching over to undo the bandage on her arm. Well, let's take a look. Her body sways slightly with each slow breath she takes. She seems pliable, more sedated, much deeper in the fog than usual. I'm not sure if she's awake or asleep at this point, but as I unwrap her arm, her head lists slightly in my direction. Her ears make tiny adjustments towards the sound of my voice. Then she seems to just zone out again. Your arm's healing well. It's much less of an angry red, and the bandage is mostly clean. Nice job staying calm and not injuring yourself. Good girl. Is she? Is she a good girl? My mind latches onto this thought. The topic is no worse than any other I'd drone on about, so... Claudia's a good girl, pleasant and very helpful. Pepper is... Shimi's ears twitch. And as if conjured by speaking her name, Pepper appears, skipping down the hallway. Pepper is difficult. I smirk at Pepper as I quietly share this very obvious insight with Shimi. Pepper looks offended. Then she sticks out her tongue and makes a face at me. Difficult schmifficult. Pepper terrificult. And continues into the kitchen. I hear the troublemaker grab a cup from the cabinet and get a drink from the fridge. Terrific little mess maker. I'm sure she'll leave her cup on the counter for Claudia to take care of. She'll probably leave the refrigerator door open again, too. Fortunately, I hear it close. Pepper then skips back down the hallway. Oddly, she pauses to glance at me and Shimi. Then turns and vanishes into her room, where she resumes her calculations. Goro's medical bag is still in the cabinet in the kitchen. I should have asked Pepper to grab it. I return the old bandage to Shimi's arm. Can't examine her tail without getting up and going around her. Even stoned on antihistamine, she probably wouldn't do well being crowded like that. Instead, I allow my hands to linger on her arm, stalling. Seems I'm not ready to break contact. Shimi feels athletic, strong, and toned. Warm. Soft thunder rumbles a long way off, a footnote from the retreating vocal chorus of the storm. We both ignore it, as if it were in another world entirely. Shimi appears completely out of it. Even her ears have settled into panoramic positions, unfocused, set to receive sound from all around her. Is this how she looks, asleep in the closet? I'm happy you came out. Her presence has chased away the gloom of the storm, replacing it with the thrill of being close to a feral, the delight of being close to Shimi. Surreality of it all still remains.
Surreality.
Surreal. I was about to say, I wasn't sure if I was like... Yeah.
I believe that's surreality, yes.
Alright. I remember rubbing her ear. That was pretty bold on my part, but we both enjoyed it, right? The urge to do it again stirs, and I rub my thumb across my fingers in anticipation of attempting to repeat that moment. When did I become so impulsive? Likely about the same time a wildcat took up residence in my closet. It's crazy, me, caring for a feral. I still don't believe it. But here we are, at least for another moment. Wound care is over. I've stopped talking. Very soon she'll leave again. She'll slip back into the closet with her slight lamp, isolating herself on her nest of blankets and pillows. It's where she needs to be, so she can rest and heal. I guess I just want another moment with her before she leaves, so I reach up to pet her ear. A blinding flash, the blink of an eye, instantaneous. I know what those words mean now. There was no indication of movement whatsoever that hinted it was about to happen. My fingertips brush her ear. Her hand clamps around my wrist. One moment, her hand is relaxed on the table, and the next it holds me fast like a rat in a trap, stealing away my breath. Her grip is solid despite her injuries. Her hand radiates fire against the cold fear enveloping my flesh. A tear of blood crawls down from the place where the edge of a fingernail tore my skin. It drips from stinging wrist, leaving a small, ragged circle on the table where it lands, quickly followed by another and another. If she chose to, she could make my blood run in a torrent, but Shimi appears to be asleep. I want to cry for help, to Claudia or Pepper, or to Shimi to apologize to her, but I completely submit, unable to move or speak. Time has paused, and I'm frozen along with it. The rainfall, a drum roll, fills my head, a breathing pulse as if the rain were landing hard against the inside of my skull, blaring like the static of a radio that's lost all signal, washing away all other sound. The surreality overwhelms. Only Shimi and the rain transcend this frozen moment, and Shimi slowly begins to stir. Her ears lethargically turn from their outward angles towards me, unhurried, zeroing in on my position. Shimi's eyes crack open. Her gaze, glazed and dead ahead, slowly focuses on her surroundings, then pointedly arcs in my direction, finally locking on me. She blinks several times, studying me. I avert my eyes to the table, still able to see her in my peripheral vision. She examines her hand, which has my wrist held fast and my fingers growing numb. A confusion grows in her stare. It's as if she doesn't recognize what she's looking at. Her movements are mechanical. Shimi... nothing. Then the hard razor blade feral personality, the vacant robotic one with the death grip on me, retreats. A more wounded Shimi, the skittish one I'm used to, surfaces. Her grip relaxes but doesn't release. I have no idea what to do, so I do nothing. We stay like that as she tries to make sense of what she's seeing. Shimi blinks rapidly, transfixed on the place where her nail clipped my skin and caused blood to trickle out. Still holding on to me, she trembles. She seems smaller now. Okay, I really don't think she intentionally meant to hurt me or break the skin when she grabbed me. I decided it's safe to breathe again. Holy crap, Shimi. You almost gave me a heart attack. Shimi seems to pay no attention to my whispered words. She fixates on her hand, still holding my wrist, and the small cut that has already stopped bleeding. Claudia comes in from the kitchen. She observes Shimi for a moment, then looks questioningly to me. I give a slow shake of my head and force a smile. It's okay, it's all right. Claudia hesitates, loitering at the foyer threshold. I'm glad she can't see the blood from where she's standing. Can't help. Serious now. I know, don't worry. Slowly, Claudia fades back into the kitchen, and immediately the universe seems to contract back down to just me and Shimi. Shimi and I, but whatever. Shimi's hand remains loosely holding my wrist.
Oh my god, Professor, you're a grammar Nazi.
Hey, someone's got to be the grammar Gestapo around here. It might as well be me.
I mean, I get it. Lord forbid that, people use there, and there correctly. I feel like I'm fighting a losing battle.
Yeah.
Tilting against windmills with that one.
Yeah, no, I get it. I wait for...
Okay, for the record, OmOneko devs, this is not directed at you. This is just general Ditaku, Sisyphean tasks.
Yeah. Shimi's hand remains loosely holding my wrist. I wait for her to release me and for her to fall back to the sanctuary of her closet. Instead, she does something more unexpected and just as sudden, still trembling. Shimi leans her head forward until her hand is against her ear. My hand is against her ear. She's giving me permission to touch her. After a pause, I do. Shimi's grip on my wrist eases completely.
I am surprised that she didn't immediately just do the head bonk. Because that's what cats do when they want to...
Yep. They want attention.
They want attention. Yeah.
Like, now, human pet. My guy, Dashi, gives me the head bonk, like, every chance he gets, basically.
Well, you clearly are not giving him enough pets.
Clearly. I begin a slow, rhythmic massage of her ear. On the table, her hand finds my other hand. Her fingers keep a delicate contact on mine. Her eyes return to peering into nothing as she leans the side of her head against my hand, not pressing like Claudia would, more meeting me halfway. I touch her. I rub. I'm not sure who's trembling more at this moment.
Oh
So-
my.
I was about to say, like, did you have to word it that way in Z-Kun?
This is getting a little bit. This is
Racy?
getting a little bit lewd.
Yeah. Several minutes pass, and we both settle into a
But
state of
guys,
normalcy.
it's okay though. He only has 3 Nekos.
It's only 3 Nekos. Don't worry.
It's only 3 Nekos. In a world where, having one is considered toward, I guess. I still would like to know the context for that. But
Yeah.
what's the deal with that?
Yeah, but, like, obviously, like, there's a manga about Nekos, so it's not like discussion of them is forbidden. Like, it's a known fact of life, apparently, and the whole thing about cat bread that we learned at the restaurant is also a part of that culture. So it's like, clearly there's some cultural fascination with them, too.
Yes.
So, several minutes pass. We both settle into a state of normalcy. Well, normal for an impulsive human with a cut wrist, giving an injured and heavily sedated feral an ear massage. My exuberance from earlier is gone, but strangely all the fascination remains. Why am I so enthralled with you? Why am I giving affection to this creature that has no idea what
That's
to do
an
with?
interesting question, Titaku.
Yeah, Jijaku. Why is
Because
that?
she's cute, and I want to protect her. And you know what? Her grabbing and ripping my wrist is not the worst that a lady has done to me.
Fair. She has yet to
So you know what?
give you a quick jab to the junk, so I guess it could be worse.
You know what? I'm coming out ahead.
Fair. All right. You know what? I'll let you. I'll let you off the hook. That's fair. And why continue to play with fire after very nearly being burned alive? I don't know, but I have no intention of stopping. Like a man possessed, my actions make no sense to me. I find myself slowly but deeply massaging her ear and the nearby area of her head. Shimi's hands drift off of the table, landing easily on her lap. Protectively, her good hand comes to rest over her injured one. Her trembling subsides. Simultaneously, seeming to want more and less of it, her head begins to move with the rhythmic action of my fingers. She clumsily allows it to deepen further, closing her eyes and accepting an experience as alien to her as she is to me. Heat. The warmth of her ear.
I'm getting the sense that this basically settles it for me. I have seen a lot. Here's the problem. My mother, especially Mama Pugum, loves animals,
Right.
and so there's a thing between Mama Pugum and myself. I don't know if I've ever told you this, Professor. She jokingly saw me, scrolling on Twitter one day, and she's like, "What are you looking at? Are you looking at some kind of right-wing conspiracy?" So I'm like, "Yeah, I'm looking at right-wing conspiracies, Mom," and I show her a picture of like a kitten. And so that's our thing. We'll send each other pictures of like cute animals. And so I've seen a few situations where like people will rescue animals. Not like right off the road, but they'll like take animals from a shelter and they'll, foster them.
Right.
And a lot of them, especially like ones that have been abandoned, are extremely standoffish with people. But they kind of, they'll be like, "Oh, watch this dog or watch this cat," and they'll be like extremely standoffish. But like there'll be that moment whereupon they kind of realize, okay, this person is not only are they going to give me kindness, but I actually, like being around them.
Yep.
And they just kind of melt. And I think we're experiencing this situation right here. I get the sense that Shimi probably had a family before, but they abandoned her for whatever reason.
Seems very likely, yeah.
She's probably, is, very much like heartbroken the fact that people left her.
Yeah.
And now she's debating, she's like, "Oh, I have a person now, but are they going to abandon me?" So
yeah. Plus, like, she seems to be above intelligence for a true feral. Like,
yes.
if ferals never learn to speak, then her already having spoken a couple words could be indicative that she's holding back. Like, This could
Yes.
be all sorts of hidden depths we're
That
exploring.
is exactly what I think is going on here.
Hmm.
Or alternatively, it could be a case like it could be a case like I know certain I've seen certain rescue dogs where they are like very vocal. Like you'll see huskies.
Hmm?
Huskies are extremely vocal, but there's rescue huskies that like they don't speak at all because they've been beaten so often that they just don't do it. And so it's kind of a case of I'm going to regret this, but a husky is supposed to speak, so come on, why don't you speak? And it could be a case that her old owner was like, I don't like Nekos that speak, and so she's probably, as you say, much more intelligent than she's letting on.
Yep.
But she is mum because her earlier interactions with people are like, if I speak, people are going to hurt me or they're going to beat me or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, these are all possibilities.
this is a lot of extrapolation, and I will freely admit this is, a lot of conjecture, but this is kind of what I'm seeing from interacting with her.
Yeah. No,
But
I
much
get
like
that.
a lot of this world, there's not a whole lot to go on. I'm being
we
fed
have to
scraps.
Yeah, they seem to be deliberately doing a very hands-off, indirect world building, where we basically have to take the crumbs we're given and put the pieces together ourselves.
Which, I mean, I get it. I get it, but at the same time, though, OmOneko, I mean, you have to understand, I am one of those weirdos that read Dune when I was like 11, okay? I am not at all having a problem with, all right, Jisaku, we're just going to throw you in the deep end. We're going to throw me in the deep end. It's setting time. Yeah, so I'm not going to drown. I'm not going to set, if I'm just inundated with lore information.
Yep.
That's not going to be.
Plus, I'm one of the weirdos who's, all about the FNAF lores. And heck, I got into the lore of like a security station or security checkpoint. I forgot the name of the game. So like I'm all about like, yeah, give me the crumbs. I'll play detective. I'm good for this.
Right. Security breach?
No. That's a FNAF game, but there was one I did where you're a gate guard attendant at this one like research and development lab, and the demo only really hints at it, but the full game you can like really start digging into stuff. And there's a whole bunch of like kind of similar to the SCP Foundation, but minus all the dumb stuff that got added 10 years later.
Yes.
A lot of stuff like that kind of vibe going on in that game. And I remember someone in the comments even said something along the lines of like, oh no, not another game with like deepest lore. And I was like, yeah, look, I get how you can be lore burned out, but I am not one of those people. I say, give me all of the deepest lore. I am all about this.
Is this why you want to play Playthings again? You want
I have to find out what happens. I have to finish the game.
More power to you. I'd be okay with that.
All right. Heat. The warmth of her ears seems to reach back towards me, embracing my hand and giving it its own massage to me. Softer one, yet just as intense. The good hand comes up, gripping the edge of the table, steadying and supporting herself as my hand explores, finding and pulling pleasure from deep within her ear and head. Bro.
Okay, I gotta say, this is like really lurid.
Yeah, like we're getting.
Now I understand that this is like, it's a very Japanese thing where they'll be like, "Hey guys, look, it's a metaphor. She's cleaning his ear. This is a metaphor." It's like, it's a metaphor what? You know what it's a metaphor, you freaking lummox. Oh,
comes after
he
a
said
meta
I was
3.
dumb.
Comes after a meta 3, but before a meta 5.
Yeah, so I'm like, please tell me that this is not like a Japanese, ear cleaning sex metaphor.
Or a toothbrushing one, for that matter.
Whoa, wow, Snek, I didn't realize we were being that, that patrician of taste. That's a Monogatari reference. I think I'm saying that right.
Discovering and unearthing the hidden affection buried there. I'm grinning now. Despite all the fear I felt just a moment ago, I'm really enjoying this. You know what, Shimi? I don't think the good girl thing can apply to you. You're something else entirely, aren't you?
You're right. You're not a good girl. You're a good lady.
You are. No, if you do that, Claudio's gonna get mad.
Hey, chicken bomb.
Jamie doesn't respond. Her good hand remains gripping the table as her injured hand begins to squeeze and release her own thigh, matching the cadence of her breathing. Squeezing and releasing.
She does have a very, I don't know. It's difficult to say. She is a lot more mature, especially in her facial features.
Yeah.
So, God, I am just building a backstory for her, aren't I?
With a breathy sigh, Shimi shudders. She reaches up again and grips my wrist, but this time very gently. I bring the rubbing to an end. She pulls my hand away and looks at it for a very long time, as if doing so will allow her to understand more of this whole ear rub thing, but exhaustion has overwhelmed her. As always happens, she slowly rises. Like the world's least threatening zombie, Shimi makes her way down the hallway. Her tail drags behind. I want to go with her. I think a part of me does. I come to the yard looking for damage, but I've been spending the better part of my time here admiring it instead. Its fury spent, the rain lingered, finally tapering off and leaving behind a landscape looking too shiny and new to be real. The wet greenery looks so vibrant in the bright sunshine. Part of Claudia's flowers got flattened, but I know from experience that most of them will spring right back up. Even in disarray, there are a riot of colors in the slanting rays of a pleasant afternoon sun. Good, doesn't look like any big branches broke. Sixth sense alerts me to the arrival of Claudia. Well, not really. She's been staring holes through her window for a while. It was only a matter of time before she felt anxious enough, or reassured enough, to come out. Anxious for her plans, reassured that the rain wasn't just hiding and waiting for her to peek out. Claudia doesn't like wet. She's not afraid of water, and she likes bathing on her own terms just fine. But getting splashed or sprayed, not so much. Though honestly, if I had even half as much hair as she does, I probably would be in the same boat. Timidly, she walks up to me, wrinkling her nose as she surveys the yard. Hi, Claus. Come to check on me? Flowers and garden, heavy wind, so much. Everything looks fine, but telling her that won't do anything. Instead, I step aside, making way for her, and declare with mock seriousness, well, I'm not an expert, but I think they might not need any water for some time. Of course, she mostly ignores my silly teasing. She knows I wouldn't be doing it if I saw any problems or there was something that might upset her. She flicks a single ear in my direction, then makes a beeline for the backyard border. I leave her to do as she likes. After making sure that the grill, fence, and gate are all intact, I go back in the house. It's way too early, but I start preparing for dinner anyway. I want to take the time to do things properly. I've rushed through too many meals as of late, for too many strange hours of late. That's not cooking, it's damage control. I can and should do better, especially considering I have a recovering patient in the house.
Okay, Guy Fieri, jeez. Chill.
Let's go to Flavor Town! Oh, yeah!
That's not cooking, that's damage control.
I frequently try to ignore my thoughts about Shimi, both the good and the bad. Of course, it's akin to trying to not think about pink elephants. In no time at all, pink pachyderms are everywhere, and one Neko.
Purple puppies, Will.
Wrong Neko. Do you need something, Pepper? Pepper takes a breath and declares, Pepper want noodles. I know. Too bad you can't have noodles. I'm preparing something even better for dinner, though. Instead of sneaking around the kitchen, why don't you do me a favor and check on Shimi instead? Pepper's expression shows outrage and skepticism, although it's unclear whether they're at the insult or to noodles or at the very idea that she might do something useful. Bah, cat sashimi bum, eat sashimi yum. Yes, you're very witty. Grumbly, peppery noises play accompaniment to my dinner preparations. I find myself humming along and chopping ingredients to the rhythm. I'll have to check on Shimi later. At the moment, cooking demands all my attention.
You know, I do appreciate the fact that she slides around. That is almost Poogum-like.
I know, right? I actually make 2 full meals. One will end up in the freezer, set aside for another day, and the other will enjoy tonight. I completely lose myself in the cooking, and before I know it, the sun's starting to set. But all the extra time and attention are really going to make a difference. Basic, boring foodstuffs are becoming a delicious meal once coaxed with care. A touch of love is truly the most important ingredient of all. The symphony of dinner preparation is interrupted by Pepper making a choking sound at my comment. Yeah, that's Goro's cat, all right. Claudia's reappearance distracts me from Pepper. All done, Claus? Are your plants good? Mm-hmm. Wonderful now. Glad. Claudia's sunny smile warms the kitchen better than the waning day star. Good, and great timing. Dinner's basically ready. On cue, Claudia pulls out the tableware we'll need for dinner. It's only once the table is set, Claudia and Pepper are seated, and the food is ready to be served. The empty spot at the table draws my attention. I wait for the enticing smell to bring Shimi to us, in her own time. It's really delicious. What did you even make? I need to know! The Purple gotta know! Shimi didn't come out for dinner.
Or the
For the Purple. Shimi didn't come out for dinner last night. She didn't come out for breakfast this morning either. When I slid open the door and showed Shimi lunch, she certainly displayed interest. My expectation was that she'd follow me to the table. She didn't. Although I had put it completely out of my mind, as dinner simmers, my brain drifts back over our encounter at the table during the storm, replaying it in slow motion. When she grabbed me, it felt like Shimi's mind wasn't even there, and her body was on some primeval autopilot. Snap, like a rat in a trap, like a rat trap. Even drugged, she moves so fast. It ended well enough, but I'd be a fool to ignore the part in the middle. The reality is, I don't have a clue what a feral is really like. Shimi is uncivilized, unsocialized, and unpredictable. The rules are crystal clear about treating a feral. Don't. It's just too risky. Yeah, I think I'm done giving ear rubs to ferals. I find myself unconsciously rubbing the scratch on my wrist, feeling her tight grip, her nails biting into me. Stick to feeding and first aid. This isn't a petting Pepper stands by the refrigerator. The high-maintenance Neko brings you back to the present.
That's cat scratch fever for you there.
Yeah.
No.
Pepper hungry. Fridge, please, Pepper. Yummy, yummy, feed Pepper tummy dummy. She's been extra peppery today. You can see I'm cooking, so here's an idea. How about you set the table? Chores reward. Yes, at the end of the week. Chores reward now. You know, that's not how it works. You get chores reward at the end of the week, if you do all your chores. So go set the table, okay? No chores, bore, Pepper reward, meow. I can't give you a reward every time you do something. Pepper chores. Hungry reward. Yummies and now and gimme. Pepper pauses her rant and looks at me with an oddly challenging expression. What the hell are you talking about? Gimme! Give you what, you crazy pest? We're going to eat in a moment. Are you going to set the table or not? This is getting frustrating. Pepper narrows her eyes. Reward chores. Me. Is she messing with me? Is this some freaking game? Gamma Guma Gimme. I have no idea what she wants, and part of me thinks she doesn't either. Meanwhile, as usual, Claudia has picked up the slack. Well, Pepper, while you've been doing your little performance, Claudia's at the table, so maybe this week she should get some of your chores reward. Pepper turns and glares hard as if Claudia had foiled some grand scheme that was being crafted. Claudia dismisses Pepper's glare, then turns to me. Burns. But what? Burns. She points at the stove. My hand reaches out and twists off the burner control as my brain catches up. Crap! Paying attention to Pepper instead of dinner. I've overcooked it.
Oh, I guess you're not going to Flavor Town tonight there, friendo.
Pepper takes her seat next to Claudia, locking eyes on her in a stare that could boil steel. Claudia pointedly ignores Pepper. I guess we're doing this again. My attention is fixed on the 4 plates, but only 3 of us ended up sitting at the table. Optimistically, I grabbed Goro's medical bag. Unfortunately, even with the house full of slightly burnt but very appetizing aromas of dinner, Shimi doesn't come out. Okay, let's eat. Pepper breaks her hard glare at Claudia to scarf down dinner. Claudia takes her time to enjoy the meal. Despite being overcooked, it's still very tasty. How was the garden today, Claudia? Plants good, and butterflies and hummingbirds. Hummingbirds. She gets a little excited. Claudia really likes those. Good yum, good day. Claudia bird, butterfly go, 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 go away. Pepper's interruption with her teasing song seems to shake Claudia for some reason. Claudia coldly fires back. Goro, go away. Wow! Where did that come from?
Whoa! She is not taking prisoners. Dang, Claudia. Dang. Woo.
Pepper bares angry teeth and doubles down. Pepper home now. Maybe Claudia fly. Shoo, fly, go away. The two Nekos glare hard at each other, small twitches of their ears and the thump of their tail.
Oh, she's claiming you, bro.
Oh,
She's
boy.
claiming you. Oh.
Small twitches of their ears and the thump of a tail tell me that their bickering is continuing in some silent Neko manner, possibly intensifying. Hey! This is not how we behave! Claudia and Pepper return to their meals in a very dark version of the Neko dance. Girls, please! After another tense moment, they both seem to settle back down, eating like the civilized creatures they are expected to be. The rest of the meal is quiet, but not unpleasant. Pepper finishes first. After cleaning her dish, she heads outside into the backyard, at night carrying her hammer. I'm not sure if this is a good or a bad thing. Claudia finishes, cleans up the kitchen, and heads to her room. If I had to guess, she'll be painting her nails.
Are you saying she is Pepper's silver hammer?
I mean, it's not impossible. It's just me, Goro's medical bag, and Shimi's untouched dinner alone at the table. I stare at her plate. The still life of the untouched meal is a taunt that I can't help but feel riled by. I should just let her rest, but she still needs her bandages changed. Yesterday it didn't happen. She needs to eat. I have to do something. I tap her spork on the empty dish and call out, hey Shimi, come eat. There's no hint of movement from the closet. Again, I encourage. Come on, Shimi, all good pharaohs come out and eat dinner. Still nothing. There isn't enough room in the closet for me to crawl in there and change her bandages. And honestly, I don't want to be crowded like that with her. Not after the wrist thing.
Ah, come on.
Third time I call her name and tap the spork does it. The closet door slides open and Shimi finally reveals herself. There you are. The joy in my voice surprises me and brings an unexpected smile to my lips. Shimi stands watching, hesitating, half out of the closet, one foot solidly anchored within. Well, come on, good stuff here. It's a little overcooked, but I know you'll like it. She still hesitates. She's afraid of hurting him again. That's the only thing that's changed in this equation. Everything else has been good.
I think she didn't realize what she was doing.
Yeah.
You know, we've all had that situation where you're doing something, you're kind of half asleep. I mean, like for instance, for a long time, I had to basically hike about a mile down a road in order to get to my house.
Right.
And there was a time there right at the end, about a month before I went down to Sneckburg, where like I literally walked that and I was thinking something, then my brain basically was like, wait a second, where am I? I look and I'm like, I'm basically there at my house, and it's like I had walked like 15 minutes.
Yep.
Without even thinking about it.
Your body goes on autopilot, yeah.
Yeah, basically I think that's what happened. She didn't mean to hurt him.
No, definitely not. She showed as much, but I think it scared her in that there's this person who's being nice to me, and I hurt him, and now she feels guilty and she's afraid of doing it again, which I think is where we're at now. That's my theory. I could be wrong, but I feel strongly like that's what's being implied.
I think you think you're onto something. But then again, once again, this is very muchly, we don't have a whole lot to work with.
We just have to operate with what we're given. Before I can contemplate it, this is something worth contemplating. Shimi breaks the hold on whatever she has her rooted in the spot. She makes her way toward me. Her pace is slow. She seems very tired, is definitely limping now, but she does come. Halfway down the hall, she pauses, leaning against the wall for a moment. A long moment. Then comes the rest of the way, stopping again just short of the table. Following a regular pattern, I wait before I give her any food. It's good, Shimi. I had to change your bandages, so I can't let you just run off with the plate. We both know that if I can get you to sit, you'll stick around. Leaning heavily on the table with her good arm, she slowly lowers herself and sits, ready for our ritual. The last thing I need is your condition getting worse. Shimi's gaze darts from the food to my mouth and back. Wildcat. I mean, your condition getting worse wouldn't be good for either of us, obviously. Watching me with her unblinking eyes, she picks up the sport, clumsily holding it the way she's seen Pepper and Claudia use it. I put a few bites into her bowl and she eats. We fall back into the comfort of the routine we've created together. It takes her several attempts to get food onto the sport, and several more to get the bite into her mouth. Even though she struggles with the tool, she keeps working with it. There you go, see? You're getting better with the sport. She really isn't, but I softly encourage her anyway. I stick to the unwritten rules of our deal and avoid making any prolonged eye contact. I really sound like an idiot when I talk to you, or talk at you. Either way, glad you don't judge me like a human would. I also speak at her about nothing in a low monotone, keeping her soothed and buying time until the meds mixed into the food take effect. You know, Shimi, this is another first for us. The first time I had to call you to come eat. I put more food into her dish. She scoops at it with her spork. You normally disappear when you're hungry. Her eyes are drooping now through just a few bites of the spiked meal. The meds coursing through her veins already have her half asleep. It's crazy to see how quickly the antihistamine seems to work on you. A little devil on my shoulder comments, "We've seen what can still happen when she's in that state." The slight tingling from my recent wound agrees. I wish that stuff was as quickly on me when I take it for allergies. It really shows how different we are. I put the rest of her food into her dish, steadying myself and open Goro's medical bag. Time to change your bandages. Leaning towards Shimi to unwrap her arm, my movements are slow and careful. I push her wrist to grab out of my head, thinking instead about the first time she came into the house, the first time she got antihistamines, the very first time I touched a feral Neko. You smelled really, really bad, and you were absolutely filthy, covered in dirt and dried blood. You were practically naked. I lift my hands from Shimi's warm arm and lean away. My rambling derails my ability to concentrate. What did I just say? You were almost naked. I had to pause and collect myself and reflect on why I said that. Am I enjoying this too much?
Because it's the truth. I mean, it's the truth.
It is. She was.
Yeah.
I steal a quick glance at her, but Shimi's fork in hand is relaxed, carried far away by the medicine. A new question bothers me. What am I doing with this feral? It's a fair question, but isn't the answer obvious? It's not like I'm some perverted dude that fantasizes about Nekos. Am I? No. And even if I was, there's Pepper and Claudia. I mean, if I was looking for cheap, freaky thrills, I'd just turn on the showers, and Pavlovian response would kick in and Pepper would be naked. So I know it's not that. I'm doing this because you'd have died if I didn't. But that's not all, is it? Of course I'm strangely fascinated by you. I know I've been remarking that I need to keep some space between us because of how different we are, but it doesn't seem to stop me. In fact, I think that only adds to it. You're feral. I'm human. Oil and water. Things that do not mix. Never, ever. Yet, look at us. That's the core of it. It's like two different types of aliens that managed to create a bridge. In forging this connection, we both treat it like a ceremony. The steps that we follow allow our two worlds to come together. A feral and a human. We did that. It's a really, really big deal. It really is. A very big deal. I don't think anyone would believe it. Of course, the devil tries to spoil my moment of self-congratulation by adding a big, dangerous deal. Yesterday, we got lucky. It's not wrong. Seriously, no matter how well she learns to use that spork, Shimi is an injured, drugged animal, and I should be wary of her. I know I should be, but I'm just not. I'm really not. I've never had an experience like this before. My life has been a long, boring nothing of self-isolation. Other than Goro and Mia getting me to go out, I've always been happy to do things, or even nothing, alone. But when I'm with you, I feel different, like a different person when we're doing this, Shimi. And I guess a part of me is enthralled by that. The fire's fun.
Almost like he's a hurt, deeply hurt individual. She's a deeply hurt individual. You guys are becoming codep.
Hooray!
Hooray for codependency.
The fire's fun to play with until you get burned. My cat Shami seemed dazedly watching my mouth make words, her eyes more closed than open. She also seems different, not just medicated. There's something off about her. As I begin securing the bandage on the warm skin of her arm, it comes to me. Warm. Her skin is warm. Warmer than it should be. Not warm. Hot. A fever?
Oh, no.
Damn it, all the times I've been preoccupied with my wild musings, I haven't paid attention to her in the way I should. She definitely feels hot, much hotter compared to how she's been. Her ear was warm too. A flush goes through me, making me freak out a little. The mild panic jumbles my thoughts. I know she's injured, but sick is a different story. What do I do if you're sick? I think of Goro. I can't call him. But what would he even do? I should take your temperature? As I rummage through Goro's medical bag, the futility of it all creeps over me. My haste to find the thermometer slows. My minor panic attack unwinds, both replaced with a grim reality. Even if I find a thermometer, how am I going to use it on Oneko? Thermometer that goes in the ear. She has the wrong kind of ear. Mouth kind? It's not food. I really don't want my fingers near her mouth. And I don't even want to think about the other kind. Obviously, he means armpits.
Hey, there are actually
No, I know.
thermometers for that.
That's the joke. Besides, what's the normal temperature
I
for
know
a
this
Oneko?
because I'm a doctor, an armpit doctor.
Oh, of course. Silly me.
Ma'am, I'm a lymphedema specialist. I know this because I Googled it.
The question directed to Shimi is met with her absent stare. I look it up on my phone. The military uses Neko, so someone must know what a cat's normal body temperature
The
is.
military uses Neko.
Well,
Good lord.
if humans are in a perpetual war with rodents of unusual size, that revelation doesn't really surprise me, I'll be honest. I'm not seeing a thermometer of any kind in Goro's bag, so it's all kind of moot. I find myself doing what I'm not supposed to be doing when we're this close. I'm looking directly into her eye. She hasn't tensed up, raised her guard, or backed off. Something seems to be missing in her stare, different from even last time. Maybe, could you be reacting badly to the pain reliever, or to the antihistamines? I never even considered that because I have no idea what I'm doing. Not just her medical treatment, but dealing with a feral at all. Anyone else would have called an ambulance to put her down, washed their hands of the whole situation. I couldn't do that. Shimi's head starts to bob. She's barely able to stay awake. She rises, dragging herself off of the chair, and I inadvertently pull away. Despite supporting herself with her good arm, Shimi sways, nearly tipping over. She looks over to her hoard behind the curtains, considers going over there to check her stash, but instead closes her eyes. Then she turns and heads back to the hall closet, leaning against the wall the whole way. She's either sick or having a negative reaction to the pills. I have to cut her meds. I say to the empty chair. The chair offers no opinion. I mean, chairs are infamous for their strong opinions on things, of course.
Chairs are very infamous for being, very much on the fence. They sit on the fence. The chairs are well known for, they just want to grill, bro.
Maybe, I mean, it's very possible I'm overreacting. I really don't have a clue what I'm
no
doing.
possibility, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I don't have a clue what I'm doing, but if there is a problem, I need to identify it, and I can't really do that while she's drugged up to her ears. If she acts better without the meds, great. If she doesn't, I'll know there's an actual problem and have to come up with a plan to deal with it. My words bounce from the empty chair to the part of my brain.
Aren't there... A question. Aren't there literally... wouldn't there be, like, Neko vets?
There would have to be, right? If
Am
the
I
military
crazy?
uses them, there would definitely be doctors who specialize
Yeah, and if
in
there
them.
are actually... If there are actually, like, people who own them and they're not illegal, which it doesn't seem to be,
Yeah,
considering Claudia.
right.
Yeah, it would. I mean, the only thing is the fact that, our protagonist is a nutcase.
Yeah.
But, I get.
I mean, hashtag relatable, but yeah.
That's the most relatable part of this. The most realistic.
My words bounce from the empty chair to the part of my brain that seems to complicate and second guess everything that I do. I sure hope
Once again, relatable, realistic.
Yeah. I sure hope this decision, having an unsedated feral, doesn't come back to bite me. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.